Season 2 of eRacing GP, a very, very warm welcome. It was such a great success, all the experiments we tried in Season 1. We thought we'd put the word out that Season 2 would be happening. And Alex Young, you have been flooded with entrants. We've got 4 categories that you've got to accommodate over the next 2 days. Great job.
Yeah, we've been pretty happy with that. Part of growing this community is obviously trying to make sure that we put the right groups of drivers with the right experience into the right groups. So last time we only had 2 groups, Pro and Am. We've now expanded to 4 groups, and we've had to rename them, obviously. We can't call them Pro 1, Pro 2. So we've decided to go with metals, exotic rare metals, because they are rare to these drivers of ours. So we've got the gold, silver, bronze, and the last one for beginners is copper. And we had 170 entries this week, so it's going pretty well.
Sensational stuff. We'll see the copper guys in their 2 races, which will count towards the first points of a 6-round championship at various European tracks. This weekend, you've decided to go for one of your favourites, the Nurburgring. Yeah. Before we get to the copper guys, though, we've got the 2 gold categories, the A group and the B group.
Yeah, so we've got to get the group stages out of the way. We've had to expand to 2 days, so we're doing the group stages this evening, and of course a couple of boys later on. And then we'll do the finals. We'll do bronze, silver, and then the gold final tomorrow afternoon.
It'll all make a vast amount of sense once we get to the racing itself, because the sim drivers themselves are very accomplished drivers at copper level right the way up to the pro level. But firstly, let's just give you a little taster or a reminder about what eRacing GP is all about. Let's have a look back at Season 1.
The inaugural eRacing GP Global Edition took place on Asia-Pacific tracks, with some of the best real-life racers in the world taking on the best sim racers in the region. We had Formula E race winner Eduardo Mortara and WTCR factory driver Jan Erlische, plus many more mixing it up with established and rising stars in the Asia-Pacific region.
There's a little knock there. Nakib has been knocked sideways. Nakib, after a great start, just took a little bit of contact.
Round 1 was a tricky race for Muhammad Nakib from Malaysia, as Singaporean Miko Nasi would go on to win.
Wow, well done. Congratulations. Miko Nasi, what a job.
eRacing Global Edition is underway. Nakib cuts into the space alongside of Amandika. Terrific start from Fadli Rakhmat.
The next round was in Motegi, Japan, and Nakib would bounce back to win from Australian Josh Perwin.
What a weekend it is for Mohamed Nakib. He takes the 25 points to win the final series. Second is Josh Perwin from Australia.
I feel like an animal, master of my fate. This is the time to go.
From Taruna and Nakib, he gets his exit absolutely perfect. Nakib has settled for 2nd place. Andika is closing in, but too late. It'll be Alif Hamilton who takes the victory for Singapore, takes the lead in the overall championship standings. Underway, Fikri Seguya gets off to a solid start. Alif Hamilton knows he's under pressure. Josh Perwin coming through as well, but Fikri in the Porsche.
Rounds 3 and 4 would see the rise of Alif Hamilton. The Singaporean would go on to win both finals in Dubai and China.
For Singapore in the blue, Alif Hamilton, who bided his time, who took his opportunity, takes the victory ahead of Josh Perwin. A brilliant day for Fikri Seguya, ends in 3rd to Bagas and Andika. Nakib is on pole and has held on to his position. Nakib leads Alif Hamilton through. Andika in 3. Indeed, Andika Ramala has gone through ahead of Alif Hamilton into P2. It's not close enough. He just needs to be 10 feet closer than that. Nakib is holding on. Nakib has the lead as they come into this final corner. Nakib chasing a triple victory, just needs to hold on and accelerate away. Alif is the man in 2nd place, but it is Nakib who holds on for a start to finish victory. Nakib over Alif. Alif Hamilton in the blue on pole. We are underway. Nakib gets off to a good start. Brody around the outside, tries to get on the inside. Nakib won. Brody just can't get in front of Alif Hamilton, but Nakib had to get there at the back. So much carnage is going on. We'll talk about that in a moment. On the inside, sorry, got to go for the race winner, Nakib. Alif Hamilton takes the championship.
Nakib fought back again with wins in rounds 5 and 6, but with Alif always on the podium, it was not enough to prevent the Singaporean from winning the first eRacing GP Global Edition.
Oof. So he finishes second in this final, but he is our new champion.
Thanks to Paul Malayali and Alex Young for the editing work on that terrific summary of Season 1. Some very familiar names for us in the DTM class Group A, the likes of Sizuyo, Josh Perwin, Fadli Rakhmat and Ayman Hakim Tadashi. Some very, very accomplished drivers there, Alex. Who are you expecting to maybe shine and take on the Alif mantle?
Well, of course, we've gone to the DTM cars, so a lot of drivers are very keen about that. These faster cars are a lot more enjoyable to drive. See equal representation of Mercedes, BMW and Audis out there. Josh Perwin, obviously in the pink Mercedes, he's obviously likes that a lot. Got some of the other drivers coming up. Sim Kai Wen, let's not forget, he was AM champion in Season 1. He's really improved. Every time I've seen him drive, he's getting better and better. A bit of a late bloomer, and it's good to see him there too.
So they are the registered starters for this Group A. There's a Group A and a Group B. The top 10 from each race will make it through to a final on Saturday. Let's just go on to the practice circuit. Fastest out on the circuit is Josh Perwin, but we're just following Caelan Chin at the moment, Alex. Caelan is one of the youngsters from Australia who impressed in Season 1. Has he got the mettle to actually step it up a little bit in Season 2?
Well, that's a very good point. He came in, and his first race he did with us, he had fastest lap. I think he finished 4th in the final. So we thought, wow, he's really going to come on. But he didn't come on as much as he did. He was always thereabouts, but he didn't seem to improve. So now we're going to a different car. Caelan tells me he loves the DTM. He's just gone second quickest. But still, he's got to find some time. Josh's Perwin's time, 48.7. That's very impressive. I think the fastest time we've seen on the leaderboard all week was a 48.6. So Josh is really extracting the most out of it. And it's up to the likes of Caelan Chin, Rakhmat and the rest of them to try and close that gap.
A little bit further down, the big times are out, but Yevon David is another who came in, wasn't able to get up on the podiums, but certainly gave one or two bloody noses, particularly in the reverse grid races in Season 1.
So he's Sri Lankan, based in Singapore, obviously through this pandemic, but very much based in Singapore. Very good driver, young driver. He's only 13. And he's had a lot of success regionally in go-karts and raced in Europe and had good success there too as well. So we know he's a very quick karter and definitely a driver to watch for the future. But relatively new to sim racing, so he still can improve quite a bit. He did the Causeway Edition just recently, and you could see he just kept getting better and better as we went on. Had a lot of accidents to begin with, but seems to be a lot better now.
You did mention Josh Perwin. Josh was very, very close to winning the ultimate prize in Season 1. The young Australian, fastest here in the DTM. Talk to me about the DTM vehicles and the differences that you're anticipating between what we had in Season 1, the GT4s.
Okay, these are proper race cars. I mean, they're carbon chassis pretty much. They drive like a single-seater. They're so light, generate tons of downforce. And they have DRS. You see that big fat wing at the back there? If you get within a sound and give you some extra boost for overtaking. But now with Josh, let's try and do a lap of Nurburgring as well. It's a great car as you're watching. He's in the Mercedes, braking turn 1, downhill gently. You can see the wing just comes back up under braking, give itself a bit. Hairpin 1. This first little bit, this first turns 1, 2, 3, and 4, very technical. You need to place the car on the right bit. You can very easily overdrive and lose. So this is one of these bits of the track where you have to be patient. Make sure you hit the apexes like Josh is doing. You can't afford to get sideways at all because it just costs time. Now we're back to the auto, which is a bit more fun to drive. What's this, turn 5? I think left-hander, you can carry a lot of speed through here. A lot of fun. Then this right-hander, it falls away from you quite a bit at turn 6, and you can get a lot of understeer. Josh gets that perfect. See the DRS coming back down again, that rear wing coming down for a bit more straight line speed. Now to the hairpin 7. Very heavily cambered this corner. You can see the gradient there, so you can carry a lot more speed through that hairpin than you think. It's not like a normal hairpin. Oh, Josh gets it sideways. Schumacher S's. almost flat, just about flat in a DTM car. Whoa, he was 3/10 up on that sector 1, so this looks like a very good lap time in an 11. It's another longish chicane, not really a chicane, these are two separate corners really. But this corner now, this right-hander turn 11 leads onto the back straight, so it's a very important corner to get right. You got to get on the power nice and early. Oh, I tell you what, Josh is looking very committed. Now down this back straight to the last couple corners, well, penultimate corners really, 13 and 14, very slow chicane, overtaking opportunities galore into that place. Squiggling under traction, the car's getting sideways there. Now to the last corner, turn 15, long corner. Again, got to keep the minimums up, get on the power early, because that leads down the start-finish straight. I tell you what, let's see what lap time this is. That's not bad indeed. Well,
he's not been given an official time, has he?
48.2, that is very, very quick indeed. No one's gone quicker so far this week, so Josh is committed. Because don't forget, Des, he didn't win a final last year. He won some group races, but he never won a final. So that'll be bugging him. I think he finished second 3 times, so he'll want to put that right.
He had plenty of podiums, but you're quite right, didn't actually win a final. Alex Young with a flying lap there. Mikko Nassi is another same livery, which can be a little bit confusing, but same livery for Mikko Nassi. So the old veteran in the early stages of season 1, he was very, very canny in the use of pit stops in the final race, which is still an element there. He needs to be canny once again because he maybe doesn't have the straight line speed of many of the others.
Yeah, so I mean, Mikko Nassi is a driver that won a final, didn't he? So that'd be irking Josh. So Mikko, he's a very, he's been based in the region for all his life. He's a very good driver coach, real life driver coach, very successful karter in his day as well. So he's proven to be very good on sims. He's had a lot of success across different platforms, not just Race Room, but like iRacing, R Factor. He's had some good successes there. Like you said, he won round 1 of the first global edition. He did kind of fall away. His pace did kind of fall away a bit because you could see Alif and Nakib, they kept going better and better. I don't think Mikko was able to go to him. But we are on a different car now. Let's see if we can get a bit closer.
And on a different track as well, as we just have a look at the drivers underneath. Now this is Group B, I think they were. To runner Alif Hamilton, Andy Karama and Mohammed Nakib. There are some very, very good drivers in Group B. As our practice is on Group A, they've got to remember that there's a final tomorrow. The likes of Luis Moreno, Philippine champion Jason Tay, superb Inigo Anton and Brody's team. My word, that is one lineup that we have got for Group B. That is coming in just a while, but it does give an opportunity for some of the Group A guys to get used to the circuit, to Nurburgring, and to really make a statement ahead of tomorrow's final.
Yes, it is indeed. Mikko Nassi there, he is struggling for pace though. I tell you what, he shouldn't be that far off. Just doing long run practice. Tyre wear is at ×2, and the tyre wear is quite severe in these cars compared to the GT3 cars we raced in the Series 1. So maybe they have to do the long run, seeing how they can make the tyres last a bit longer. This is Melvin Mo, very good real-life racer from Malaysia, and also actually he's Legion of Racers team boss, one of the local teams that have been very successful, won lots of races in other sim champions, ERGP as well.
We have got 18 drivers who have put in some practice time. Melvin is the only one who's actually going to take us right the way up to the 0 practice time. In about 10 seconds time, we are going to go into qualification. That is a 5-minute qualification to set the positions on the grid. So Melvin Mo, he comes to a shuddering halt, or maybe he doesn't, he just carries on a little bit, and then we will head ourselves into the qualification period. Right, let's see who we've got. Let's get on board with Josh Perwin, who was the quickest. Let's see what kind of a lap time he can do. Alex, again, we don't necessarily need a flying lap, but talk us through a form guide of him as he goes over the start-finish line at the start of his first outlap.
Yeah, so Josh Perwin, he's 17 from Perth, Australia. Winner of the McLaren Shadow Project last year. So very well accomplished driver on the international scene. And it's good to see him here. He's, like I said, he'll be hungry to get that first final win because he wasn't able to get a win in the final for the season. Ooh, he gets sideways a bit through there to turn 3 there. That will cost him a little bit of time. Not too bad because there was no straight after that, but maybe a couple tenths. Just overcooked it a wee bit. Now turns 5 and 6. With the 5 minutes for qualifying open, there is enough time to get 2 time laps. So we will get another lap after this. Now down this long drag to turn 6, the hairpin. Turn 7, the hairpin. He loves this corner. He's been very dramatic through this corner. Wow, that's so nice. Pitched up on the curb and he turned in before braking. Very actually Max Verstappenish. Max Verstappenish does the same thing when we've seen him race in some of the other races.
Masters through sector 1, 49.9 through sector 1. That's just about on the same time as he was in his practice time. Good circuit so far. Good laps from Josh Purwin.
Yes, and we know he made a mistake in practice through a second sector, so maybe there's potential even to go quicker, even though he made a small mistake on this lap in sector 1. Now, down this long straight again, like I said, lots of overtaking opportunities here. You got to really nail the braking here. You got to hit your marks just right. Josh looks just about right. You have to monster the curbs. Doesn't get sideways in the exit. That's very important. It's quite easy to get sideways and lose a 10 for 2. He's kept it relatively neat. Good minimum speeds. Oh, nice apex. Nicely early on the power. He'll like that. Purple in sector 1 and 2.
Purple sector 3. He's currently fastest, but I think Kalen Chin has put in a quicker time. Kalen is out there at the moment, a 1:49.167 from the young Aussie. Let's look a little bit further down. James Russell can be quick, Alex, but at the moment he hasn't got a lap time. He needs one, does James?
Yeah, so James is the Stratos Motorsport team owner, one of the best regional go-kart teams. So he's very, very well accomplished. Again, from the region, done lots of good stuff. New to sim racing, so when we saw him in the Causeway edition, he was really taking his time to get to know it. He's
just at the moment, Alex.
Yeah, Ayman Hakim, in the practices, we've seen him in the practice server. He was very, very quick. Sector 1, not very good. 49.4 and gets sideways again. This is not the Ayman Hakim I know. Oh, just a few mistakes there straight away. I think I just curse of death because he was quick in the practice server, but not quite putting it together at the moment. Let's see what he can do for the rest of the lap. But I also want to get back to Josh, really, because he has one more lap. It'd be nice to see how he's doing. Is that Josh? Yeah, we're back with Josh. Same car. Oh, I'm not sure if he's got enough time. He's at the same part of the track we were just watching Ayman Hakim. 49.1 for sector 1. That's not bad. He can attack pole from there, but it's not a purple. Oh, look at that. What's that?
49.7. Purple.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. 49.7. That is purple. Okay, that's exactly what he wants. Now, sector 2, he's been a bit messy here lately. He needs to really try and get cleaner through here, because we know he can do a low 48. And I think it's his use of the curbs at the chicanes which will really determine if he can find that extra bit of lap time, because he has got the pace to get into the 48s. Of course, Kalen still has one more lap. Chaka Sasoyo, 49.1. He goes quickest. The Indonesian, that's a nice lap. But like I said, Josh Purwin still hasn't finished his second lap. Neither's Kalen Chin. So both of these drivers can still improve. Look at that. Second sector. Another 10th and a half quicker. The qualifying results are now out, but we have a bit more time. Let's see if Josh Purwin can cross the line in time to register a time and see if it's good enough, because he's off the front row at the moment. He'll need to find a bit more time. He needs to get into the 48s to get pole position, and he does! A 48.8. Nicely done by the Australian.
We timed that to absolute perfection. We decided to stick with Josh Purwin. He was fastest. He will be on pole position on the front row of the grid alongside Jaka Siswoyo. But Jaka, we have seen the Indonesian, can be very, very quick indeed.
Wow, okay, so great qualifying. So far, I'm loving the DTM cars. They look so dramatic and fast. Straight away, I really like how this season's starting so far. Exciting qualifying. Josh Purwin just pipping Jaka Sasoyo and, of course, Kalen Chin to pole position. So, let's see what happens now. We have DRS, don't forget. The drivers aren't going to be able to drive away from each other. As long as you can stay within a second of the other car in front, you will have DRS. And DRS means you can reduce the rear wing 3 times a lap. Equates to about 0.8 of a second per lap. So, you need to stay within a second. You can't let the guys in front run away.
Just about underway, race number 1, season 2 eRacing GP. Josh Purwin on pole position. We are green at the Nurburgring. 20-minute race. Purwin purrs off the line, and Kalen Chin sticks with him. Tadashi makes a good start as well, but it's Josh Purwin who gets to the first corner in first place, and he's done that absolutely superbly. Able to take the nice tight line, and Purwin in control at the start, Alex Young.
It's very important for Kalen if he wants to try and win this race to get a good start from P3, and he was able to do that nicely. He's now slotting to the back behind Josh Perwin. He needs to stay within DRS zones. He can't afford to let the Australian get away from him. Now on Ayman Hakim in the similarly livered pink Mercedes. In third place, Jaka Tsusoyo. I'm glad to see him up there as well, because Jaka, he's also one that's not won as many races as I thought he would have. He's always blindingly quick, but not able to win those races. So it'll be good to see if he can challenge the top two as well.
A little bit further down, it's Presley Martono on his debut, who's in P12, but there is a long line of traffic in front of him. It's towards the latter stages of the Nurburgring, though, you get the real overtaking opportunities, Alex, although Darryl Brady has just gone inside Yevon David to move up to P8.
Yeah, it's nice to see Presley Martano here. He's a very quick, real-life driver from Indonesia. Lots of success in Formula 4 and various touring cars and stuff. So it's good to see him. He's just joined us for this series. He's in the Mercedes. And I tell you what, on the leaderboard, he was, I think, 8/10 off the quickest time leaderboard, which is really good for a driver that's new to sim racing, especially new to the race room platform.
Okay, let's go back to the front where Josh Perwin is leading the way. The 20-minute race, Alex, makes a heck of a difference. As 15 minutes feels like a real sprint. 20 minutes, maybe one or two more tactics come into play.
Yeah, they're going to have to watch the tyre wear for sure. Now, lap one, obviously you can't have DRS, and I think from lap 2 onwards you are allowed DRS. We see if I'm not sure. Yeah, I think DRS is definitely activated. Look at how much Kalen Chin is able to close on Josh down the straight line speed. So DRS definitely activated for lap 2, and it's very important to stay within the DRS zone of the car in front, because you can't afford to let them run away from you.
A little bit further down, Fadli Rakhmat in P6. I enjoy watching Fadli there. He is in the white livery on the tail of the Red Bull Leo Sabino. And Miko Nassi has done pretty well. Got himself up into P7 just at the moment. But again, let's have a look at Josh. And he's driving pretty conservatively at the moment, hitting all the apexes just about right. Nice tight line as he goes down the hill.
Yeah, you don't want to be too dramatic in the first few laps, especially your tyre wear is whether you've got full tank of fuel as well. That's when you can really abuse your tyres, when the car's a bit heavy. Relatively speaking, of course, even these cars are very heavy are still very light. But yes, Josh driving nice and smooth. This is his race to win because he's so experienced. Some of the drivers behind him aren't as experienced. Well, I suppose Jaka Susoyo is very experienced. But at the moment, Josh has got the pace. He's looking very serene out in front.
A little bit further down, we locked onto P8 Darryl Brady. You can just see the whole procession of cars and not too many overtaking opportunities at the moment. Siswoyo, though, is getting very close onto Kalen Chin. Siswoyo might look to be making a move on the inside. No, Kalen Chin gets a good line. That lovely little chicane, or horrible little chicane, whatever your point of view is, Alex. It's a difficult part of the circuit to actually get right.
Yeah, so okay, Jaka's got a really good exit there. He had a slightly later apex and was able to get on the throttle a bit earlier. Surprised Kalen's not trying to use the slipstream of the car in front. That's allowing Jaka to get very close. I think Jaka's going to send one down the inside. No, he doesn't. Kalen brakes really late. And there's contact between the two drivers. Jaka just getting a bit too close. Kalen braked really late, and I think he struggled to make the apex, and that allowed Jaka to get too close, and they both touched.
Leo Sabino's got himself up into P5. He's got Ayman Hakim Tadashi in his sights. Not able to get quite close enough. That first 3 or 4 corners, very, very technical. And then you can really open the throttle into this very fast left-hand and then right-hand corner. The old part of the track is the part of the track that you seem to love best here at the Nurburgring, Alex.
Yeah, it's good fun. And of course there's the old part, the Nordschleife, which is 20 kilometers long. Might be fun to go on there at some point, but yes, it's good fun. Le Sabino, the Macanese driver, very quick. We saw from season 1. He's capable of running the top 5 a lot of the time. Maybe not as consistent as some of the more experienced drivers, but really a driver to watch for.
Right down at the bottom, Mohammed Khalif is in a little bit of a battle there with Dominic Ang. Dominic not being able to really impress. 17 racers made it onto the start grid. Khalif is number 17. Josh Perwin, number 1, a mistake. Kalen Chin goes in ahead of Perwin.
Wow, we were just talking about Josh taking it nice and easy, and he's just gone and made a mistake. I guess he wasn't taking it that easy, Des. Maybe he was pushing a bit too hard. Got sideways out of that right-hander that leads on the back straight. I've seen drivers go off that way. So just jumped on the power a bit too early, and that's it, sent him round. Luckily, able to keep going, because he could often end up in the barrier there. And he's in P3, so Josh can recover from that, but what an uncharacteristic mistake by the Australian.
The only good news for him is that there's still 15 minutes left to go, but Kalen Chin, an even younger Australian, is the man who has gone into the lead. Mercedes 1, 2, 3 and 4, Alex. Only Leo Sabino in the BMW is the best of the BMs. The Mercs seem to have the best of this Nurburgring circuit.
Yeah, I have to say, the Mercs look very good, don't they? But the balanced performance is very good between these three manufacturers, so I think over a season we'll see some of the other cars like the BMW and the Audi come to play. But, you know, the drivers at the front are the drivers I expect to be at the front, regardless of which car they're in.
Kalen Chin leads the way from Jacques Siswoyo, who's very, very quick. He was, second in qualifying, and now trying to maybe look on the inside as they come round the hairpin. And Siswoyo was getting closer and closer and might be looking to make a move in the not-too-distant future, Alex Young.
Yeah, look at that. He's got a good run on him, hasn't he? Whoa, go on, Jacka. Go down the inside. Have a look. Oh, he's been very careful here. He wants to make sure he has a better opportunity further down the line. Maybe he thinks he'll have a better opportunity. He has got the pace, it looks like. He's got the DRS open. Look at it. The rear wing's gone down. Oh, he's inching closer. He has to have a go now. Jacka, go on. Oh, he doesn't.
And that allows Josh Purwin to go through into P2. And then he flies out. Does Jacques Siswoyo?
Siswoyo, this is the thing though, you have to remember, especially when you're fighting, you got someone behind him, if you don't take that move, someone else is going to do it. Jacka was perfectly positioned to go down the inside of Kalen Chin, and Kalen Chin wasn't defending, but because he decided not to go, Josh thought, okay, if you don't want to go, I'm going to go, and that was great news for Josh Purwin. We will obviously have to review this after the race, but I think that was set up because Siswoyo just decided not to make the move.
And Siswoyo is now down into P13. That's Afik Hamid, who went ahead of him temporarily. But Siswoyo, from battling for the lead, has dropped down now to P12. And that means that Kalen Chin has been able to open a 3/4 of a second lead over Josh Purwin to dash a further 2 seconds adrift.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just saying this, you know, Siswoyo is as quick as any driver I've seen, especially in these sim drivers. You know, on the leaderboard sometimes I've seen him do times where I'm just like, how did he do that? And we've seen him qualify at the front before, but he's just doesn't take his chances in the race. And I just feel for him because he deserves a race win at some point. He's just going to have to be more decisive when it comes to the racecraft and when to make those moves.
Let's have a look at the BMW battle between Leo Sabino in the black BM and then Fadli Rakhmat, who isn't going to just hang around and wait for a mistake. Fadli is going to try to make things happen. Miko Nasi is right in their tail as well. Good battle there. We're on board here with Nasi and we've got a bird's eye view of the battle between Sabino and Fadli Rakhmat. Fadli! There's a Fadli for us.
Takes to the grass. Small mistake. Oh, Miko's going to like this as well. That helps him. He's moved up a position. Now he'll be looking at the car in front.
Gotta tell you, Josh Purwin has got back into the lead ahead of Kalen Chin.
Wow, we missed it. Wow, he must have done that into the hairpin, into the chicane, I guess. Kalen, though, coming back DRS, he's got to try and move. You got to make the move. Kalen, that's the right. He has to be decisive. He had the chance to get through. Down the inside. Josh, does he have the space to come down the inside for the next corner? No, Kalen's able to out-drag him out of turn one. Great move. This is a battle between the two Australians.
Really good battle it is as well. 3 times Josh Purwin has had the lead. 3 times he has now lost it. Behind them, Tadashi not too far away. And as those front two are dueling, Alex, Tadashi is just closing. It was a 2-second gap. It's down to about just over a second now. And he is indeed closing in.
Yeah, he's within DRS range. Oh, no, just outside DRS range. He needs to close the gap a bit. You know those two in front are going to be dueling a bit more. That'll allow him to get to DRS range. And then hopefully have a go for the lead. Iman has been a bit crafty, hasn't he? Stayed out of trouble. maybe looking after his tyres, let the drivers in front battle it out, and he's certainly coming good with just under half distance to go.
I'll tell you what, just under half those first 10 minutes have absolutely flown by. Mikko Nassi is getting close onto the back of Fadli Rakhmat. Yevon David not too far away. Mikko being circumspect. You know with Fadli that he's quick, but you know with Fadli there is a mistake somewhere in the circuit, Alex.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but that does sometimes happen, doesn't it? But you know, he's actually able to recover, not bad, because that moment earlier on. Look at the trainer cars, nicely done. Yeah, it's all coming together. I'm loving this at the moment. So looking back from Le Sabino onto Mikko Nassi. Mikko Nassi, he's really crafty driver, very good racer. If there's any hint, any chance of sending one down the inside of Le Sabino, you can guarantee he's going to do it.
Sabino has got Rakhmat and Mikko Nassi and Yevon David all there. Good defensive work from Sabino. Fadli will make as they come into the technical corners 1, 2, 3 and 4. These left-handers seem to go on for an eternity, Alex.
Yeah, they just, like I said, it's a technical part of the track, this first sector. Corners do go on quite a bit. It's quite wide. It invites you to be too aggressive and get sideways like it's a drift track, but that's just the slowest way. You just got to keep the car nice and neat through that technical area. Now, Le Sabino, he'll be seeing the cars behind him. He's starting to worry him. The pressure will be starting to mount. Nassi will be knowing this. He'll be thinking, right, if we can just get a bit more closer, maybe force Sabino to defend once or twice, then you know the Singaporean is going to make a move.
It is Fadli Rakhmat who is closing very close. Mikko Nassi behind them. Iqbal Suji not too far away there either. We'll stay on with Leo Sabino. This is the battle for P4. Up at the front, Kalen Chin has a half-second lead over Josh Perwin. 1.5-second lead over Eamon Tadashi. Now then, Fadli makes a move. Whoa. Fadli goes around the outside. But can he hold it? The answer is no. Leo Sabino retakes P4.
Ah, wow, that was a really nice try. Try to go around the outside. Right there. Oh, he's having a move down the straight. He's looking to the inside. Try and do a dummy, maybe. Go to the outside. Go to the inside. No. He decides to pull out of it last minute. But, Rakhmat's got the pace, hasn't he? He's all over Le Sabino right now.
Josh Perwin still leads the way ahead of Kalen Chin. Kalen isn't too far away, though. And the DRS is taken into account. Josh moves on to the inside. Kalen, if he's going to make a move, has got to go right the way round the outside, then cuts him off and retakes the lead. Kalen Chin, Josh Perwin. Whoa, they are side by side, wheel to wheel. What a battle between Perwin and Kalen Chin. Perwin holds the inside. Kalen Chin then into the right-hand corner can get it. And Kalen Chin completes the move to take the lead, to retake the lead. And Tadashi comes in. Overtakes Josh Perwin. Tadashi now in P2.
Wow, great racing. Just love that. Kalen Chin managed to make the move his own. And look at that. Nose astern, all three cars. Ayman Hakim with some very opportunistic driving. He'll be really pleased with that.
Sensational racing. 6 minutes still to go. Kalen Chin will know that he is under real severe pressure. Perwin didn't like that. You could almost see it in his aggressive driving. But we did talk about Tadashi. While those two were dueling, Tadashi really took advantage, Alex.
Yeah, I did indeed. And now, wow, 5 minutes still to go. I don't want this race to end. It's just fantastic. So this Josh, he had a moment. He went from first to third, fought his way back up to the lead, and now he's back down to third again. The Australian must be thinking, what do I have to do to win this race?
I do not really want to break away from this P1 battle, but I can tell you, Leo Sabino and Fadli Rakhmat are going for it. They are wheel to wheel as they come into the final chicane. Fadli just takes the lead ahead of Leo Sabino. He has been after that for over a lap and a half, and eventually Fadli has got himself into P2, Alex.
Yeah, what a move by Fadli. Really good job there. Round the outside, well done. And look at, he's just pulling away. Sabino with a bad exit out the last corner. He's going to be coming under pressure from the cars behind now as well.
And behind them as well, a great battle, 4 abreast coming into the first corner. Melvin Moe, Miko Nasi, Yevon David, Iqbal Suji. We're on board there with Miko Nasi. But there are great battles all over this circuit, Alex.
I'm loving this DRS. It's some really good overtaking indeed. Look at Miko Nasi. He's looking really close now. He's going to be having a look. Oh, pulls out, decides not to. Who's that? That's that's Melvin Moe.
Melvin Moe in front of him, yeah. And Sabino in front of them, and Nasi. Well, he's
close enough. DRS is on, but I think he touched, and that compromises exit a bit there. So now we go. Well, just a moment's respite now, isn't it, Des? So we can just catch our breaths for a second.
4 in a line: Moe, Nasi, Yevon David, the Sri Lankan, and Iqbal Suji, the Malaysian. Melvin Moe has just got to make sure he's neat and tidy. It's still Kalen Chin leading Ayman Hakim and Josh Perwin in P1, 2 and 3. Fadley leading Leo Sabino in P4. Melvin Moe, though, that is a 4-car train, and you can tell in the remaining 3.5 minutes there will be attacks galore on the rear wheels of Melvin Moe.
Tell you what, if Kalen wins this will be his first win with the ERGP. Whoa, look at that! Ayman sends one down the inside, takes the position. He's now in the lead with 3.5 minutes to go.
Ayman Hakim, wow, I shudder to take my eye off that lead because it looked like it was going to be respectable and they were going to treat each other with respect for a little while. Not at all. Tadashi takes the lead for the very first time. What are we on? We're on to lap number 10. 3 minutes left. What's that? 2 laps maybe still to complete. Tadashi, has he gone too early though, Alex?
Wow, I know he had to take the move. I think Kalen's been overtaken a couple times now through those last couple of corners. I'm not sure if he's over pushing or something because he's been a bit weak there, or shall I say being a bit inconsistent. So now, but Ayman's got the lead. Like you said, it's the first time he's leading. He's not race 1 in Global Edition yet, so this will be the first time if he can do it. He's defending the inside to the hairpin. I don't think he needs to defend that much. Kalen is not that close. He has got some breathing space, but I think you can see that Ayman's getting very nervous. He wants to win. He's watching the mirrors a wee bit.
Great to get comments from the likes of Gav Quintos and Jamal Lacuna on our Facebook pages. Gav Quintos loving this. Wow, 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 he says. Wow, wow, wow is dead right, Alex.
Yeah, what a race. Just what a race. Fantastic. So good to watch. Now down in the back straight. There they come again. Ayman Hakim. Wow, Kalen Chin's tucked up right. Oh, he goes on the inside. He's using the DRS nicely. Okay, he's got the inside. He can... Oh, he's right through down on the front. He covers the inside. Made the move. Nicely done. Quite easy indeed in the end.
Kalen Chin, 3rd time in this race he has been in the lead. Tadashi, been there once. Josh Perwin, 3 times leader. You suspect that one of them is going to win. I am not putting any of my money on it though, Alex.
Yeah.
Who would you back from this position out? We're on to the final lap.
Well, I'm going to go with Kalen. Kalen made the move at the right time. Ayman and Josh are looking a little bit hairy at this point. I'm wondering if they've got the tyres under them still. You know, Josh in the last corner just now looked to try and do a later apex, try and get the drag in the 2 cars in front. Ended up making a mistake instead. But you know what? That'd be silly of me to say this. The way this race has panned out, you know it could go any which way.
Alex Young with splinters in his backside as Kalen Chin still leads the way. Tadashi in P2. Josh Perwin 3. Little bit further down. Let's see. Fadli Rahma. He is good for P4. He will be hoping the one of these front 3 is just a little bit too aggressive and there's an opportunity for Fadli to get onto the podium. But Kalen Chin is leading and is pulling a little bit of a gap, Alex. It's 0.5 of a second. You've not had that. Look at that. Perwin loses a little bit of ground there, but Kalen Chin serenely goes through 5 and 6.
Yeah, Perwin was really trying to set himself up to take a move on Ayman through the back straight, so just got a bit too aggressive out the hairpin, got on the power a bit too early, and he had a moment. So it looks like these 3 positions might be settled now. Yes, I think so. Yeah, okay, let's see. Down the back straight, the DRS is on. Look at that. Ayman is closing up to the boot lid of Kalen Chin. Will he have a dive down the inside? He looks to the outside. Can he make the move? He's got to try and make the No, he's not able to make the apex. Kalen is able to come back, but now Josh Perwin down the inside of Ayman Hakim into the last corner. Wow.
Josh Perwin into P2. Tadashi drops to P3. The victory goes to Kalen Chin. Josh Perwin second, but only just from Ayman Hakim. Tadashi Fadli Rakhmat in P4, the best of the BMWs ahead of Leo Sabino. Iqbal Suji comes in P6. Presley Martono, a very impressive P7 for him. But Kalen Chin, Alex Young, what a battle. It's Australia 1 and 2, but you weren't sure of it until the last corner of the last lap of 20-minute race. Well, that's just the first race of the night. Wonderful performance from Kalen Chin, gotta say, but the number of times that DRS was used sensibly by the racers, Alex, really deserves a big thumbs up from you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's really good racing. When we announced we were going to go to DTM cars, all these drivers were excited about coming in and doing it. So yeah, what a great race. Thoroughly enjoyable. That's one of the best races I've seen. Some really good racecraft. Mistakes. So we can see some mistakes there. You saw Josh having a little sideways moment in the last lap. So they are tricky to drive, which is what we want to see, really. We want to see cars that are hard to drive, that really can differentiate the guys from the good to the great, shall we say. But what a great race. Tire we're also coming into it. So yeah, more like this, please.
Indeed, indeed. This is just race 1 of 2 tonight in the qualification for Group A. For Saturday's final, we've got Group B as well, where we've got some real big hitters lined up in Group B. But a massive hit has been announced by Kalen Chin. The young Aussie has won race number 1 and has said to everybody else, there you go, fellas, I'm here to stay.
Yeah, let's not forget, Kalen Chin is only 15 years old. He's a very, very quick karter. Australian based in Singapore, half Singaporean in fact.
Confirmation of the results. Kalen Chin, maximum 25 points. Josh Perwin picks up 20. Kalen Chin will pick up a bonus 2 points as well for the fastest lap. 16 for Tadashi and 13 for Fadli Rakhmat, who once again gave us a very entertaining drive. I love to see Fadli, but it's Australia 1 and 2, and that is a great start for him.
Yeah, it really is. So Kalen with his first win in ERGP, and especially the Global Edition, very well taken. We just talked about how in Season 1 he started so strong, but he wasn't able to go with the others as they raised their game. But wow, he's done it now, hasn't he? He started off Season 2 with his first win. Well done indeed. We're now into the reverse grid race for race 2. The guys that finish at the start, they have to start at the back. The guys that finish at the back have to start at the front. This is normally a race. There's quite a bit of chaos. Drivers points, so if they have too much contact, they will get ejected out of the race. So they are very aware of this. We only have 30 incident points, so drivers have to be a bit circumspect as they're coming through the traffic.
And you've also changed the conditions. It's a little bit dusky there, and the tyre wear, we saw tyre wear did they kick in big time. Right, race number 2 is just about ready. Reverse grid, Yevon David is on pole position. He is alongside Mohammed Khalif. We are underway, reverse grid race. It's again a 20-minute race. Darryl Brady, drive-through penalty for a false start. Yevon David, though, is able to hold on to a very good start, and Yevon David is showing dust to everybody else. James Russell very quick into corner number 1 as well, but terrific start from the young Sri Lankan based out of Singapore, Alex.
Yeah, so quite surprised. Everyone managed to get through turn 1 with no one getting turned around, so that was pretty good. Yevon David, yes, really good to see him up there. I love the car he's chosen as well. Too many pink cars out there, so nice to see a blue one out there. So good start by Yevon. But I tell you what, he's got Melvin Moe right behind him. Melvin's very experienced, and he's going to be all over the back of the young Sri Lankan.
Look at this. Kalen Chin has got himself up into P7 already, and is trying. Well, he's looking at Marv Dondakembe ahead of him. Now he's ahead of Dondakembe into P6. Leo Sabino is just in front of him in P5. But what a sensational start this is from race 1 winner Kalen Chin.
Yeah, so this is going to be great. I think he might even get maximum points. He's going to get a lot of points. Let's not forget, the final tomorrow, the grid is determined by the points accrued through your group stage races, so these races. So if Kalen can keep this up, he might be starting on the front row for tomorrow. So that's very good indeed, because the other guys, Josh Perwin, I think he must have got involved with that incident on the start line with Darrell Brady, because he's way back in 12th position.
P12 for Josh Perwin, as you say, but he has got the opportunity to pick up maybe Afik and Miko Nassi. He's gone past Afik, can't get past Nassi, then Afik takes that place back. Really shouldn't be focusing on P12 though, because Yevon David and Melvin Moe have got themselves a 2.5 second lead of Dominic Ang in P3, Alex. Great start from both of these racers. Indeed, Melvin looks to P1 and takes P1. Melvin Moe leads going into lap 2 of race 2 of eRacing GP's round 1 of the season.
Wow, I was just about to say what a great first lap from Yevon David, but it was a bit too soon because he made a mistake in that last corner and allowed Melvin Moe to make the move quite easily, especially with the DRS. So yeah, as the sun sets, let's look at the battle for third position. Kalen Chin up to P3. That is a mega first lap.
That is a sensational first lap, I can tell you. It is all very, very congested. There was a little bit of argy-bargy. James Russell was contesting for P3, finds himself in P16, but it's Kalen who, after a fabulous duel in race number 1, has got himself up into P number 3. How about the guys who were close to him in race number 1? Tadashi currently in P7, and Josh Perwin currently in P9, Alex.
Yeah. Josh, okay, P9. Oh, he's recovering quite well. If he can get up to, I think, if he can make it to the top 5, he'll be really happy with that. And it's certainly possible. He's got the pace to do it. Oh, he's got to watch for contact like that, though. He can't have too much contact because he has to watch those incident points. He needs to try and make these overtakes cleanly. The last thing he wants to do is get DQ'd from the race for too much contact.
And there is plenty of time. The 20 minutes is a heck of a long time to come through. It's probably a full 12 laps. He knows he's a better racer than Iqbal Suji. Mohammed Khalif struggled in race number 1, so these two immediately ahead of him should be relatively easy picking, Alex.
You think so? Iqbal Suji in the black car just in front of him. It's good to see Suji back as well, the young Malaysian. Whoa! Oh, Josh! He must have been looking somewhere, and then that looked just like if it was real life, and as a driver you're looking down your dashboard and you look up and suddenly your car is there.
But the end result, Alex, is he's got himself up to P6. Fadli Rakhmat and Tadashi are in his wake. They are maybe trying to get close to him. Indeed, let's get on board with Tadashi.
Well, Tadashi coming through as well. He had a small mistake there. Tadashi, come on, let's go. Nasi right now, again another pink car. Sosoyo looking down the inside. We haven't seen Sosoyo for a while, who was also one-time race leader in race 1. Had that small spin, not spin, sorry, he got tapped, didn't he? Because he got involved when he didn't make that move. So he's trying to get his way back to the field as well in position 10.
Back up to the front, we have got Melvin Moe leading from Yevon David. Kalen Chin has moved in extra to Yevon David, and Kalen Chin is showing incredible maturity here. Not pushing too much, but has got to within 0.2. Sabino not too far behind Kalen Chin, but again it's the Mercedes dominating at the Nurburgring. Let's stay on board with Kalen Chin, see what moves he can make. The sun sets in Germany.
Wow, Yevon made a mistake there, and he's outside the DRS now. He really needed to be in DRS zone of the car in front, so he doesn't have DRS, but the car behind him does. And when that car is Kalen Chin, you know Kalen's going to be having a look down into the chicane. Not close enough at the moment. Oh, Yevon just gets on the... Yevon's slowing him up right now. It's just maybe trying a bit too hard. Kalen's going to be very impatient. He has to be careful, though. Still a long way to go, and you don't want to go off on a silly move too early.
So Kalen Chin, as we look at him, Josh Perwin has got himself up into P5, and he's dragged Fadli Rakhmat and Iqbal Suji with him. And Josh is competing now under pressure from Sabino. Josh loses out to Sabino and Fadli Rakhmat. Well, don't really know what happened to Josh there, but he's got the inside line on corner number 1. But that's not necessarily one with the long left-handers. Can Perwin hold on? The answer is yes. He's still holding on to P5, Alex, under pressure from Fadli.
Perfect defending. He had the inside, but then the outside for turn 2, and he did it just right, carried the speed. When you're on the outside like that, that's exactly what you need to do, and Josh did that perfectly. You can see him shaking left to right just there down that short straight. I don't know why he's doing that, but he's clearly struggling with something. Yeah, he's just going left and right. He's doing it again down that straight. I wonder if he's having any issues with the steering.
While we've been watching that little battle, Kalen Chin has got himself ahead of Yevon David, as has Lee Sabino. David has dropped down to P4. Kalen Chin is now closing in on Melvin Moe. Kalen looking for a win double. They come into this right-hander now. Is Melvin good enough to hold off the threat of Kalen Chin, Alex Young?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to say that Kalen's pace right now is very, very good. His fastest lap is it's going to be hard. Melvin's got his hands full, that's for sure. But I tell you what, Melvin has in his favor. He has a moment, and he kind of holds on for it at the moment. I was going to say Melvin's a very experienced driver, so his racecraft will be very good in trying to defend. And then he made a mistake, and now we're down the start-finish straight. He will cover the inside. No, yeah, he just about covers the inside. But Kalen has a DRS. You can see the DRS flashing as he goes across the start-finish line, and he makes the move. He'll leave a bit of space at the apex because he'll expect Melvin to be there, and Melvin is there. Makes a move again. Side by side through turn 2, both of these cars. Wow, look at that. Oh, look at that. I think Kalen's got the move done now. As Yevon David comes around the back as well, tries to take the position back from Lee Sabino.
So Kalen Chin is the man who has just edged himself ahead of Melvin Moe. Superbly done, and accelerates away. He's made up nearly a full second inside a couple of corners, and he is really, really quick, Kalen Chin. His best lap time, 150.09. Only Sabino has got under 150. He's a 149.8 so far. So Kalen Chin, now he's got his nose in front and his confidence is high. Seems to love this track. He's just got to hold on for a long time, though. 11.5 minutes.
Yeah, good exit out of that corner. Dropping the cars already. You can see Lee Sabino's now having a look at Melvin Moe. This is the battle for P2 right now. Lee Sabino in the Red Bull BMW. Looking, gets on the power nice and early. This looks like he's going to have the run. Look at the DRS. It's in the DRS zone. Look at that rear wing. That contact would have cost him a bit of speed. So now Melvin's got the inside for the chicane. It's going to be hard to go around the outside. Melvin defends the position relatively easy. And now Lee Sabino has to watch out, obviously, because he's got Yevon David all over the back of him in P4.
Yeah, there is Melvin Moe in the white, running pretty wide there with Sabino, the Macau racer, and then a Sri Lankan out of Singapore. Yevon David is the man currently in P4. Kalen Chin, he has really monstered a 2-second lead, but let's see if Sabino can get the inside of Melvin Moe. The answer is he can't, but Yevon David does get on the inside, and good defensive driving from Sabino.
Yeah, well done. So Melvin lives to fight another day. He still has P2. It runs wide, doesn't make that apex. That's not what you want to do through that turn 3. That bleeds you so much time when you miss the apex like that. You wouldn't think so, but in those sort of corners it does. Now Lee Sabino looks to the outside. Whoa, that's bravely done. Well done. Nicely around the outside. Now is the inside for this corner. P2, Lee Sabino.
Sabino from Macau. I don't think he's had a podium in eRacing GP Global Edition. This will be a terrific performance from him, but he's got to look aware that Yevon David has made a move as well. Where's Melvin Moe? Melvin has dropped right the way down. Yeah. He's disappearing off the leaderboard right the way down to P9 for Melvin Moe, Alex. What a disaster.
No.
And a little bit of collateral damage.
I think he outbraked himself, or maybe had contact with Yevon David because he went too deep and went into the gravel. And then as he was coming off the gravel, he obviously had contact with someone. And now that car's done, isn't it? You can see it's broken. I'm not sure he can continue. Yeah, that car's... Look, a lot of broken cars now. Trying to... So we have limited damage today, so you can continue driving, although the handling is very off. But for tomorrow's final, we have full damage. Full damage for tomorrow's final, so that sort of accident would definitely mean you won't be racing anymore.
Kalen Chin, though, is very much racing. 2.5 seconds he's been able to pull out of Le Sabino and Yevon David. Yevon David, he's 1.5 seconds of Josh Purwin. Right, is Purwin close enough? What have we got? We've still got 8.5 minutes, Alex. Purwin could well be looking for a second podium of the day. 4 at the moment for Josh.
Yeah, well done. I mean, Josh, especially after that hairy first couple of laps, he'll be very pleased to be at P4. He's done. We got 8 minutes, like you said, and he's much quicker than the car in front, Yevon David, the inexperienced Singaporean. So, yeah, I fancy Josh has got a really good chance of closing this gap and taking that 3rd position.
Yevon David's best lap at 1:51.1. Josh a second quicker, and as you can see, he's just eating up that ground. Yevon David will be very aware of the pink livery closing on his rear windscreen. Fadli Rahmat not away either. Miko Nasi still involved. Tadashi, who remember was in a podium in race number 1, can't get better than P7 though, Alex. Not so great for Ayman Hakim Tadashi.
Yeah, no, he's not had a very good reverse race. He kind of had his moments, but then he dropped back a bit and it was off camera, so we couldn't see what happened. So no, he won't be pleased with that. But you know, having said that, 3rd place in race 1, 7th position in race 2, which is where he's at now. That will qualify him for tomorrow's final.
It will indeed. Yevon David now then, inexorably the gap has been closed by Josh Purwin as they come into the chicane towards the tail end of lap number 7, and Josh Purwin in perfect position, Alex Young.
Yes, he is indeed. Josh looks good, gets good in exit out of the last corner. DRS zone now happening to the rear wing, tilts back, sheds the downforce, sheds the drag, allows him to come up and overtake. Relatively easy, straightforward move. Yevon knows he doesn't have the pace to hold Josh off, so better to let Josh through and not lose time, because if he loses time, then Rahmat is just behind him as well. So he doesn't want to lose any more time because he wants to try and defend that 4th position.
Josh Purwin moves up into P3. Yevon David, who has been as high as P2, down back now to P4 and under pressure from Fadli Rahmat. Good old Fadli. We know if we go on the screen with him, we're bound to get some kind of a highlight reel from him.
Yeah, I mean, remember that race in Motegi in Season 1? He was so quick there. Oh, gets a good exit, and he's got DRS. Makes the move. Oh, Yevon just didn't get the exit. Maybe he got a bit sideways on the way into the corner. Not quite sure, but Rahmat now through to 4th position.
Good old Fadli, never ever disappoints us. A little bit further down, another of the Indonesian drivers, Jaka Siswoyo. He's right on the back of Presley Martono. Martono had a P8 in race number 1. He looks back though, and he knows that Siswoyo is very quick. This is the battle for P10, the last of the point scorers in the reverse grid race.
Martono's had a real baptism of fire. He knew coming into this that there were some seriously good drivers out there. Now he's seeing the level that he's going to have to get to. He'll go back, you know, Martano, he knows what he's doing though. He'll go back, he'll hit the drawing board, and I'm sure he'll come back a lot stronger.
At the moment he just takes the inside line, a little bit of a meandering journey around the course, but he's closing in on Afiq Hamid, the Malaysian, who's gone under the radar a little bit, Afiq, to get himself up into P9, but Afiq could well find himself under double amount of pressure from both Martono and
front.
Well, Martono has been dumped from the game. That's how unhappy that he will be. Right, let's look a little bit further up where Miko Nasi is challenging Yevon David for the battle for P5. We're looking at David in the blue, Nasi in the pink. Again, perfectly positioned to make a move as they come down this sweeping, very quick left-hander. And then the quick right-hander, and then up the hill into the centre. And Nasi, can he time it right? He can. Goes on the inside. Yevon David, like a policeman, says, "Sir, please go through."
Nicely done. Miko Nasi, he's had a bit of a quiet couple races, but another top 5 finish for him. We're doing well. Yevon, though, he's coming back at him, and look behind Yevon David. It's Ayman Hakim looking to the inside. Tadashi, will you go? No, he decides not. Oh, Yevon has a huge moment. What happened there? And takes out Miko Nasi.
Yevon really took out Miko Nasi. and then loses to Tadashi. So Tadashi is the beneficiary. He picks up 2 positions, moves up into P5. It's very, very good. Now then, Fadli Rakhmat, he is making a move there on Josh Purwin. Purwin goes a little bit wide, and Fadli Rakhmat, can he get on the inside? This time he goes on the outside, but Purwin, once again, just a little bit lackadaisical, Alex. He looked well secure in P3, but now Fadli has closed right in on him.
Yeah, surprising. Josh, he's got so much pace in hand. We saw in the practice and qualifying, able to get into the 48s. But again, both races, just towards the end, looking a little bit messy. Maybe he's just being a bit too aggressive in the early stages and is taking too much life out of those tires, because he's always just a little bit weaker towards the end of the race. And you'll have to correct that for tomorrow's race, because tomorrow's race, let's not forget, is 40 minutes long.
2 minutes for him to defend against Fadli Rakhmat. Josh Purwin in the pink, holding on to P3. Rakhmat right on his tail, fast part of the circuit. Swift left, swift right, up the brow of the hill. And then they've got to dive into this long left hand. Squeal of the brakes there from Fadli Rakhmat. Josh Purwin driving pretty defensively and pretty conservatively at the moment, Alex.
Yeah, and you can see he's trying to calm down a bit and go for the slightly later apex so he can get the car nice and straight. Even with getting the car nice and straight, a good exit, it's not good enough. And Rakhmat, just along with the DRS, just breezes up to the side of him. Not able to make the move though. But yeah, Josh, I think he's really struggling with tire wear right now. I'm going to enjoy talking to him afterwards, because I'd love to know how these races are panning out for him. Look at that, he's late apex, gets it nice and straight, not able to get the traction out of that corner as I expected. And look, Rakhmat's now there. DRS is happening. Josh has to go to the inside to defend. There's at least one more lap to go. He's going to have to defend like crazy if he wants to hold on that position.
Josh Purwin is, though, currently able to hold on to that position. He, of course, picked up a podium in race number 1. We'll just run away from that for a second, because Kalen Chin and Le Sabino are 1 and 2, and they're in lovely, splendid isolation. Sabino, though, is under intense pressure from Fadli Rakhmat, the Indonesian, in the BMW. Better performance from the BMs in this race number 2, the reverse grid.
Yeah, we'll see in the next race, actually, because there are quite a few of the top guys there have picked BMWs. I'm not really sure it's a representation of the car or just which drivers have picked certain cars. But yeah, the BMW should be as quick as the Mercedes. Rakhmat, though, is definitely looking a bit kinder on tires. That's one thing to notice. Maybe the BMW is kinder on tires, because Rakhmat's looking stronger, of course, and further up, Sabino's doing some pretty good lap times, considering it's so late in the race as well.
So then, Josh Purwin just has to defend. The differential is 0.2 of a second. Kalen Chin is still leading, a comfortable second clear of Macau's Sabino. Josh Purwin, Aussie 1-2 in race 1. It's an Aussie 1-3 here. Rakhmat, though, trying to get rid of the Aussie. Rakhmat goes around the outside using DRS. Can he brake in time? Yes, he can. Terrific maneuver.
Whoa!
And then Purwin and Rakhmat. Well, that's a collision, and that will need a steward's inquiry.
Yeah, Rakhmat had the move made, and then he made a mistake on the exit, allowed Purwin back through, but back at the front,
Kalen Chin.
Yeah.
A double for Kalen Chin. Sabino, really good podium. Purwin currently in P3. I suspect, though, that Fadli Rakhmat may well have a word with the race control, just to see what happened on that last corner, Alex Young.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, as we look at Fadli, we rather ignored a splendid performance, a double win from a teenager from Australia, Kalen Chin.
Yeah, very well done indeed. Now, we also got so really good job, Kalen Chin. First race, just complete flat out racing, managed to get the win over some very experienced race car drivers. Race 2, he really made this race on that first lap. Last P6 in lap 1. Obviously there must have been some collisions in the cars in front of him, but you got to pick the gap, and he obviously picked the gap right and was able to get through those gaps. That really set him up for this race 2 win. So well done to the Australian.
Poor Regina, she was asking how about Ayman Akin. Tadashi got himself up in the end, so a pretty good first day for him. He will definitely make it into Saturday's final. Kalen Chin is there, but how about Le Sabino? We've not seen him this high up the rankings at all in the whole of eRacing GP, and he's got himself a P2, Alex Young.
Yes, indeed. We're gonna, so we're watching race 2. We're just waiting for the results screens to come up. Le Sabino, good job for him. P2, he'll be very happy with that. His first podium of the season too.
I'd love to know what race control think about that last corner between Fadli Rakhmat and Josh Perwin. It's up to the drivers themselves to make the appeal, and Alex, you've got yourself out of race control and duties for today. There's confirmation as it stands now. Kalen Chin, the race winner. Josh Perwin, P3, also the fastest lap, so we'll pick up 18 points. Sabino, real praise for the Macau racer, picking up 20 points. Fadli Rakhmat, another entertaining drive for one of my favourites. He picks up 13 points for P4. Tadashi, 11 for 5. And Yavin David, 10 points for P6. Oh, very good. So race control will have some work to do on that second race, Alex, particularly that last corner instant between Fadli Rakhmat and Josh Perwin.
Yeah, so we have to change servers now because the server B is on now. So we have to change servers now. The other problem, obviously, is the fact that I don't have to worry about driver standards because that's going to someone else. Rasmin from the Motorsport Association of Malaysia, he'll be looking after that, as will some other drivers. Amir Hazik, our gold standard driver, will be commentating for us later. He also will be getting some input on driving standards.
Okay. In the meantime, we've got Group B making its mark pretty soon.
Shall we just quickly do the highlights again?
I was going to say exactly that. Let's just go and show a little bit about how Season 1 finished. It's the story of the season and the dulcet tones of Paula Malay Ali.
The inaugural eRacing GP Global Edition took place on Asia-Pacific tracks, with some of the best real-life racers in the world taking on the best sim racers in the region. We had Formula E race winner Eduardo Mutara and WTCR factory driver Jan Erleche, plus many more mixing it up with established and rising stars in the Asia-Pacific region.
Oh, there's a little knock there. Nakib has been knocked sideways. Nakib, after a great start, just took a little bit of contact.
Round 1 was a tricky race for Muhammad Nakib from Malaysia, as Singaporean Miko Nasi would go on to win.
Wow, well done. Congratulations. Miko Nasi, what a job.
eRacing Global Edition is underway. Nakib cuts into the space alongside of Amandika. Terrific start from Fadli Rakhmat.
The next round was in Motegi, Japan, and Nakib would bounce back to win from Australian Josh Perwin.
What a weekend it is for Mohamed Nakib. He takes the 25 points to win the final series. Second is Josh Perwin from Australia.
I feel like an animal, master of my fate. This is the time to go into the light.
From Taruna and Nakib, he gets his exit absolutely perfect. Nakib has settled for second place. Andika is closing in, but too late. It'll be Alif Hamilton who takes the victory for Singapore, takes the lead in the overall championship standings. Underway. Fikri Segea gets off to a solid start. Alif Hamilton knows he's under pressure. Josh Perwin coming through as well, but Fikri in the Porsche.
Rounds 3 and 4 would see the rise of Alif Hamilton. The Singaporean would go on to win both finals in Dubai and China.
For Singapore in the blue, Alif Hamilton, who bided his time, who took his opportunity, takes the victory ahead of Josh Perwin. A brilliant day for Fikri Segea, ends in third to Bagas and Andika. Nakib is on pole and has held on to his position. Nakib leads Alif Hamilton through. Andika in 3. Indeed, Andika Ramala has gone through ahead of Alif Hamilton into P2. It's not close enough. He just needs to be, 10 feet closer than that. Nakib is holding on. Nakib has the lead as they come into this final corner. Nakib chasing a triple victory. Just needs to hold on and accelerate away. Alif is the man in second place, but it is Nakib who holds on for a start-to-finish victory. Nakib over Alif. Alif Hamilton in the blue on pole. Nakib gets off to a good start. Brody around the outside, tries to get on the inside. Nakib won. Brody just can't get in front of Alif Hamilton, but Nakib had to get there at the back. So much carnage is going on. We'll talk about that in a moment. On the inside, got to go for the race winner. Nakib Hamilton takes the championship.
Nakib fought back again with wins in rounds 5 and 6, but with Alif always on the podium, it was not enough to prevent the Singapore first eRacing GP Global Edition.
Oof. So he finishes second in this final, but he is our new champion.
And our new champion, Alif Hamilton, is one of the racers who will be involved in Group B. There he is in the yellow livery. I was looking out for the familiar blue. Alif, though, in the DTM car has gone for a snazzy yellow. Arwin Taruna, Andika Rama, the best of Indonesia. Muhammad Nakib, a brilliant younger talent from Malaysia. They will provide the real threat. But Luis Moreno, best of the Philippines. Singapore's Jason Tay. This is an all-star cast, Alex Young.
Wow, it's going to take a while to get used to the new liveries, isn't it? So used to seeing Alif Hamilton in a blue car. Now we've got Nakib in a blue car and Alif in a yellow car. But yes, I did a 48.5 on the leaderboard, so it's stompingly quick, but we know how quick Taruna is. He won a couple group races, didn't he? Andika Rama up there as well. Was on his way to winning a final in Motegi, but he spun out. So we got a lot of quick guys here. Ayman Haziq, Tabagos, Luis Moreno from Philippines. He's won in the Global Edition before. Jason Tay, he's new to the Global Edition from Singapore, but he's won in Causeway, so we know how quick he can be as well.
Yeah. Very much looking forward to this. Let's give a quick shout out to some followers on Facebook. Harris Shami, Oliver Aquino, Erwin Ramos, and Dave Chin. Welcome along. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of two sensational first races. Race number 1 in particular, something special. Leo Sabino, Macau Motorsports are giving you a big thumbs up for your work in race number 1. But that's Group A. This is Group B. Practice is just about coming to an end, Alex Young. We'll wait until we get onto the qualification laps before I get you to do a flying lap. But do you see anyone capable of dealing with Alif Hamilton?
Oh, good question. Yes, actually. Taruna, Nakib, Luis Moreno, Andika Rama especially. You know, there's a lot of quick drives. Look, Taruna's quickest at the moment. Okay, the leaderboard's having a little bit of a moment at the moment, so we just ignore the leaderboard as it is. Yeah, a lot of quick drivers here. And as we saw in Group A, you know, you really couldn't tell until the very end. Even to the very end, we didn't know what was going to happen. So I think we're in for another couple of great races.
Some big names in the e-racing world, that's got to be said. Qualification is underway. Let's immediately go to the man who won the title last season in a blue livery, today in yellow, Brazil yellow, we could say. And let's see if he can give us a flying lap to get us underway. Alex Young, talk us around the Nurburgring.
So our champion of season 1, I have to remember he's in yellow car. Alif in yellow, Alif in yellow, Alif in yellow. I have to remember that. Turn 1, dips down, and again, you have to get that nice exit through there. Oh, turns in very sharply for turn 2. But it seems to make it work. I thought that was a very strange turn in, but it seems to make it work indeed. So Alif now to turns 3, looking nice and neat. We were watching Josh Perwin's qualifying laps from earlier on. Looks very similar so far, except Alif is in a BMW, whereas those cars in race 1, most of them at the front were in Mercedes. Carries the speed nicely to there, dips down through this right-hander here. Oof, not quite as close to the apex as you would like, but using all the road in the exit. You'll be quite happy with that so far. Now down this short straight to turn 7. This hairpin here. Ooh, good first sector, 49.6. That's right up there. Now to the Schumacher S's, turn 8 and 9. Just about flat in the DTM car. Oh, he has a small lift though. Not able to be quite flat. Now turns 10 and 11. This chicane, it's not really a chicane, it's the longest chicane because there's a big gap between the corners. But this turn 11, it's a very important corner to get right. I always have a bit of understeer at the apex. Wasn't surprised to see him braking at the apex, trying to get some weight on that front axle. But it leads onto this long straight, so you need to carry good exit out of those corners. Now to penultimate chicane here. Penultimate corners, shall I say. Oh, if you monster those curbs just right, you can find so much time. Now down to the last corner, this hairpin. And a quickish sort of hairpin. I've not seen Alif's in the 48s this week so far, but we know he's capable. 48.9 by Rama and D9. Alif, a 48.7. Takes pole position. Is there enough time for one more lap? There is. So there's enough time for one more lap. Rama, great lap to put it on position 2 with a 48.9. He has to find time. We've not seen him on pole yet in the Global Edition. This is the time. Let's follow this lap. Turn 1 and 2. We could see that Alif Hamilton on his pole position lap, or his fastest laps, wasn't quite as clean as we've seen. So maybe Andika can find a bit of time. He goes for the narrow turn in for turn. Something I do sometimes, but I know a lot of drivers don't like to be that narrow so early. Let's see, the first sector's coming up still. We'll see. He'll have to nail this first sector to challenge for pole position. Nakib! Muhammad Nakib from Malaysia goes to P2. So he pushes Andika Rama down to P3. It's getting very close now. End of first sector is coming up. Let's see what Andika Rama can do here. He's gone quicker. 49.6 for sector 1. That's the fastest with anyone. So this could be pole position lap by Andika Rama. I have sometimes criticized him in the past for not getting the job in qualifying. He's always the quickest or one of the quickest in the race, but he doesn't sometimes put it together for qualifying. Could he be about to prove me wrong and do it now? Ooh, as he gets to the apex, nicely done. Exits nicely onto the back straight. End of sector 2 is coming up. Let's see if this goes purple. If this goes purple, he'll be looking very good for pole position. Oh, it's green only. It's not quite purple, but it's almost there. Only 2/2500ths outside. Oh, he has a small wiggle out of the last chicane. That will cost him a bit of time. This last corner, it has to be perfect. This is where he's got to get it right if he's going to put it on a pole. He's position 5 at the moment. He's dropped right down. What has this done? Oh, just improves a little bit. 48.9 moves him up 1 position to P4.
Guess who, though, is on pole? Alif Hamilton. Almost inevitably. 30 seconds left. Who's out on circuit? Jason Tay is out on circuit at the moment. The Singaporean. Currently in P5. Is he able to improve his lap time? Jason Tay goes through and cannot improve on that P5. So Alif and Nakib, the big two, are on 1 and 2, the front row of the grid. Arwin Tarunya and Andika Rama from Indonesia, an all-Indonesian row 2. Jason Tay and Ayman Haziq are on row 3, and an all-Filipino Inigo Anton and Luis Moreno. I tell you, if you're ignoring Inigo Anton and Luis Moreno, you have got a high-quality field, Alex.
Well, absolutely. We've seen those two Filipinos drew really good battles in the Philippines edition, and they both won. So it's going to be crazy. This Group B is a lot more competitive than Group A at the moment. So we're destined for some fireworks. 40 seconds till race 1 starts. They're leaving the garage. Magically, the cars appear on the grid through the marvels of esports. You can see the outline of the track here. It's a clockwise track. 5 kilometers, I think. 5 kilometers track. It's a bit short as far as Formula 1 tracks go, but still a lot of fun to drive.
Okay, we are all just about set. Race number 1, Group B. eRacing GP Global Edition, round 1 of 6 of the season. We are underway. Alif Hamilton in the yellow. We expect him to get off to a solid start. What has he done? It is a solid start. Of course it's a solid start. Alif leads from Nakib. Arwin Taruna and Jason Tay are dragged round, but Alif shows the rest his dust already, Alex Young.
Wow, Taruna, great start. Muscled Nakib out of P2 into the turn 1. Nicely done. It's good to see Taruna up there challenging. So we got 3 different makes in the top 3. BMW, Audi, and then Mercedes. Well, with Mohammed Nakib now from Malaysia. So this is turning out for quite a cracking race already. Whoa, no, he can't really make a move there. It's really a high-risk move to try and do it. Tries to pull out of the move. Taruna saying, get off my back, as they head down to turn 7.
There is pressure though from Jason Tay and Andika Rama. Andika in the white, Jason in Singapore red, Nakib in blue. Jason Tay weaves his way just to see if there's any way round Nakib, but I suspect Nakib has got his eyes going front, not looking backwards. The best of the Filipinos, Luis Moreno currently in P7, and Inigo Anton currently in P9. Tubagas is there. Right, let's go back. Jason Tay and Andika in a good little battle, but Alif Hamilton is still the man leading the way, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, Alif knows how important to get out of DRS zone is. It's like really important. So he's just put the hammer down. And of course, that small bit of contact between Nakib and Tarunas allowed him to have that gap. It was up to 1.2. Tarunas pulled it back a bit. It's down to 1 second now. But yeah, Alif really, really very professional first lap. You know, with the DRS being so strong, you really know that lap 1 is very, very important. He's done a great job. 1.2 seconds now between first and second.
He set such a high standard to win the first Global Edition and also his Regional Causeway Challenge. And as you say, to pull out a second and a bit on lap number 1, Tarunya is able to withhold the challenge of Mohamed Nakib. Nakib is more worried, I suspect, Alex, about Jason Tay, who's in his rearview mirror, and Andika Rama, who are behind him. So he's looking behind him rather than in front.
Yeah, and so Nakib also has to be intelligent here. He doesn't want to get in a fight with Taruna at this moment. He wants to allow Taruna to get within DRS zone of Alif if he can. And then they'll both have DRS, and then they can slowly catch up back to Alif, because Nakib, you know, he's going to want to win the race, and if he gets into a fight with Taruna this early on, then Alif will be gone.
20-minute race. I can tell you there's a couple of early casualties. Ryan Keith and the Thai representative Patrick F. Leveke are in the pits already. Taiwan's Tin Su is in P14 at the moment. So a couple of early casualties. Dan Martin down in P15. Early casualties, but I tell you what, we thought that this man would be difficult to beat. He's proving impossible to beat, Alex, and we're only 4 minutes into the new season.
Well, I mean, he is. That's the reason why he is champion. But don't speak too early, Des. There's still a long way to go. That train of cars you're watching right now, they'll have different opinion on that. They'll think that they can take the battle to Leaf and beat him. So they'll be thinking about how to close the gap now. It's not done yet. Oh, a bit of lag there.
At the tail of that trail of cars, Ayman Hazik has got Andika in the white in front of him, Jason Tay in the red, and Nakib in the blue. Good to have the extra liveries. Jason Tay gets very close. Oh, Nakib goes around the outside of Tarunya. Can he hold on? The answer is no. Tarunya defends, but Nakib has got the inside line. Tarunya again defends superbly. Jason Tay is also looking just to pick up the pieces, and Andika Rama is there as well. All the while, Alif in splendid isolation, but a great battle for P2.
Yeah, so I was just talking about that. You have to be clever with this game, you know, when the margins are so fine between drivers. So Nakib, you know, if he was going to make the move, he has to make the move. But he didn't. It was a bit of a clumsy attempt, and what that happened was this contact. So now, look at that. Alif has a 1.5 second gap now between him and second place Taruna. So that's perfectly playing into Alif's hands at the moment.
We are on board with Taruna. There he is in the black and white livery. Just a little bit of reprieve from him. Andika Rama is really beginning to put some pressure on Jason Tay. Now, Andika is a terrific racer, and he was very excited to be racing the DTM cars, Alex, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, these drivers, yeah, they love the DTM car. Look how much faster it is in the, I mean, the GT3 cars are great as well. But it's, sorry,
lag.
Almost had a heart attack. I thought Andika spun, but that's obviously some lag, obviously. Probably has some internet connections back up. Oh no, look at that. Taruna and Nakib coming together again, and that's it. Nakib's lost a whole bunch of positions.
Well, Nakib has dropped down there to P5. Tarunya, who had every right to hold his line there, and I think Nakib did the sensible thing, as you said, Alex, and didn't go for the collision. You can't have too much contact or you will be thrown out of the game, as Ryan Keith and Patrick Levesque have already discovered.
And he's having to defend as well from the cars behind him. Able to hold that position for now. Ayman Hazik having a look at him as they go through turns 1 and 2.
Ayman Hazik all over him. It's 0.2 of a second only in the drift, in the differential. The black car of Ayman Hazik. Very cool as he just tries to put pressure on the normally unflappable Nakib. Now then, Andika Rama, is he about to make a move? Jason Tay in his... Sorry, Andika was about to make a move there on Jason Tay. It's so close. Jason Tay under constant and consistent pressure from Andika Rama Malana. But Alif still leading the way.
Now he'll know 2.3 seconds gap with 12 minutes remaining. You got to say it's all Alif's, because when he pulls out this sort of gap, he'll go straight to observation mode. Andika goes down the inside of Jason Tay. Jason's trying to fight back right now, but Andika's on the outside. Not able to make it. Jason defends nicely. So I think Taruna's losing a bit of pace now. He's maybe struggling with something in the car, because it's Jason, Andika, and now Andika's having a look again, all over the back of the Singaporean in the Shell BMW.
Andika Rama, let's have a look at his Scott. That's almost the driver's eye view, right onto the back there of Jason Tay. Really is putting a lot of pressure on him. They've lost Ayman Hazik, who dropped a second and a half off the pace down to P5. Tarunya, just to back up what your thoughts were, he'd been averaging 149. His last lap was a 150.0. So Tarunya is indeed slowing down, although he's been able to pull out a 1 second lead over Jason Tay.
Yeah, so he's out of DRS. Yeah, maybe a bit scrappy for that lap and a half there by Taruna. But now he's like, okay, well, now it's something you sometimes do, especially someone, is try and back him up into another car so that they start fighting. And that's what's happening right now. Jason and Taruna are both fighting. And that's what Jason and Rama are fighting. And that's allowing Taruna to get away in P2.
Those front four haven't really changed too many spaces. Now under pressure from Nakib. Actually, Nakib is beginning to maybe just get his form back a little bit. And will he implement the DRS here? But he's got Ayman Hazik right ahead of him. But Nakib doesn't really get close enough, Alex.
Yeah, I didn't get the exit out of that last corner he wanted. So just watching cars in front. Andika Rama still obviously struggling with the lag because he's in Jakarta, I believe. So struggling a bit with that. Obviously, maybe something's not happening for him over there. But Taruna, though, we've seen Taruna sometimes have bad lag, but he looks very good at the moment in P2. But he can't quite shake Jason Tay. Jason has closed down that gap as well. Oh, look at that. Nakib looking at the outside. He can make the move around the outside. Oh, there's some more contact with the two Malaysians. Now out of this corner. Whoa, he looks like he's made the move. But Ayman Hazik's going to look back down to this last corner, but not close enough. And Nakib doesn't even bother defending.
Nakib under pressure as they come down that sharp right-hander. And then they whiplash round. So Nakib, who remember was at one stage battling for P2 until he had a bit of a spin. He's worked his way up from P7 up into P5, so an improvement there. Little bit further down, Moreno currently in P10. That's Brody Steen right behind him. Tunku Ezanle is not really been able to make much of an impact. Behind them, you've got debutant Troy Ayman in P13. And Troy has got Tinsu behind him in P14. Dan Martin has been thrown out of the game as well. Mitchell Cheer, a winner in one of the races in Season 1, has got himself in P9. Now then, Jason Tay. Now Tay begins to look at Arwen Tarunya. He's not been this close before, Alex Young.
Yeah, looks to the outside. Oh, yeah, so it's a bit of indecisiveness by both drivers really there. So Jason's definitely looking very fast, and you've got Andika behind him as well. So Jason's a sandwich in the Indonesian sandwich right now. Is the meat there. He's going to want to get past Taruna if he can, because he knows as they battle, it's going to allow Ndika, who's right behind him, to have a go to overtake.
Tarunya got back into the 149s on his last lap, a 149.9. So if he was slowing, he's been able to just prevent the decline in his performance. Nakib is beginning to close in on those 4, and with 8 minutes still remaining, there's time for Mohammed Nakib to get himself to compete for a podium position, Alex Young.
Yeah, it's not over yet. You know, Group A, how the tyre wear can affect these cars quite badly. So these cars are scrapping and fighting very hard. The tyre wear goes up, he's able to look after the tyres. He could find himself on the back of this train before long.
Let's just go on board with Luis Moreno. He's got Mitchell Cheer and Inigo Anton in his. Also keeping half an eye on Jason Tay and Andy Karama in the battle for P3. But I tell you what, Luis, who was standout the best in the Philippines, stepping up a class here, aren't you? And it's a different level of competition when you come into the Global Edition.
Yeah, he's got the DRS zone, but the car in front also has a DRS. Mitchell Chow is doing a really good job as well. He's really come on. He's a real-life driver that has been racing in touring cars, CR champion of Asia. Drove in WTCR last year. Very, very good driver indeed. So he's been getting stronger on this platform. Get better and better. And like you say, he won one race in season 1.
Leaves it very late on the braking on corner number 1. Looks Mitchell Cheer going on the inside of Inigo Anton, and Anton normally isn't surprised that way, and Anton is now the sandwich between the cars. Mitchell Cheer, Anton and Moreno. Cracking little battle, and this is down for P8.
Wow, it is a good battle indeed. It's allowing Indonesia to pull out in front of him, but this is not done, is it? They're going to look down the inside. Oh, Lewis had a go. I thought about it, wasn't able to do it. Now Mitchell Cheer misses the apex there. It's going to allow Inigo Anton to come back at him as well as we come down this long straight into the fast hand, then leads it to turn 11, this corner here, which leads onto the back straight. You need to get a good exit out there. In a good exit, Anton's got to get a run on Mitchell Cheer as he comes through these corners. No, don't go to the curb, man. That costs you time. And it's momentum, and Mitchell didn't even have to defend into the chicane.
The man at the very front of all of that is Tubagus Farhan. There is Tubagus. He's currently ahead of them. Jason Tay is under real pressure from Andika. Andika gets through. Andika Rama into P. Owen Tarunya is the next on his target list. Alif Hamilton is 4.5 seconds clear, but Andika gets himself into P.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if Jason's just using a bit too much, because you can see him sliding out of turn 1. It's maybe being a bit too hard on tyre wear. So now Andika, and look, Jason's just fallen back. What's that, 6/10 from Andika. So Andika doesn't even have to watch his mirrors for the moment and can concentrate on the car in front.
Shout out to Miko Nasi, who's joined the comments on Facebook, and also to James M. Co. Welcome along. Hope you're enjoying this. It's a bit of an education that we're getting from the race leader, Alif Hamilton, because he's 4.2 seconds clear of Arwin Tarunya in P2. But terrific battle going on for P3. Andika Rama just now ahead of Jason Tay, and Andika, now he's got ahead of Jason, Alex, has pulled away from him by nearly 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, so I think Jason's definitely been a bit too hard. He's used up the tyre wear, so he's dropping back a bit, which is all good news for Mohammed Nabil, because Nabil's going to fancy his chances of getting closing that gap. Let me see, what do we have here? We've got 2 more laps? 2 and a bit more laps?
2 and a bit more laps. This is Mohammed Nakib. He hasn't really been able to close in too much. He's only been as close as 1.5 seconds behind, but you never know if Jason Tay is beginning to struggle with his tyres. Nakib hasn't been involved in too much contact since he was involved in contact, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. So there we go, now the start-finish straight. The gaps in front of him definitely not closing the gaps as quick as I thought. I think maybe Jason Tay seems to have settled down after losing that position to Andika Rama. He's actually closed back up to the 2 cars because they're fighting. Look at that. Andika Rama is forcing Taruna to defend. Look, he's looking down the inside there. Taruna having to defend very late. Wow, Taruna's struggling now as well. Wow, look at that. Taruna's struggling big time, but no one has been able to find their way past Arwin Taruna at the moment. He's been defending super hard. Nakib had a go earlier on, wasn't able to do it. Jason Tay had a go, wasn't able to do it. And now we have Andika Rama, who's trying to have a go. He's super close now. Look how close he is to the bumper of the car in front. He's got the DRS open now. Oh, he's looking to the inside. No, the car covers the inside. Not able to make the move stick. And now look at that. He has Jason Tay all over the back of him as well. Wow, this is going to be tough for Andika Rama. In the sandwich now of the two cars. But Arwin Taruna, though. Ooh, he's in the slipstream. Down to the turn 10. Looks, nope, defends. Wow, it's going to get close indeed. Now turn 11. Andika has to be very careful here. Doesn't want to get a run on him too early, because if he gets a run on him too early, he's going to have to back out of it. But he gets on the run even super early, so he does able to make the move stick before this next corner. And that's it. The move is done. And Andika up to P2 and not even bothering to defend. He's so comfortable. He's so sure he's got the position done.
And indeed he does. Andika Rama ahead of Arwin Taruna. Taruna for so long able to hold on to P2. But now as they come on to the final lap of the podium position, it's tough, this racing game. But Taruna is now facing being shunted off the podium. Jason Tay putting immense pressure. Oh. And he's shunted out of the race, Taruna.
Oh, wow. Shame. He was doing such a good job of holding on for so long. And look at that. No,
Nakib goes through into P3, overtakes Jason Tay out of absolutely nowhere. Mohammed Nakib, and now he's got the sights of Andika Rama ahead of him. Probably too far, but way clear. Andika Rama in P2 and Nakib up to P3. Can Jason Tay get back, Alex Young?
He's certainly not sure if they got the tyres for it, though. We were just talking about this 3 laps ago, weren't we? We were saying the 3 of them, Taruna, Tay, and of course Rama, if they were fighting against each other, they were going to use up the tyres, and it's going to allow Nakib to get really close. And that's exactly what's happened. Taruna spun off. Tay's made a mistake, and now Nakib's overtaken both of them and is up to P3. We are riding with Jason Tay. He's in the slipstream. He's not giving up. He wants that podium position. So he's going to try and come back. So now again, this all-important turn 11. If you get a good exit, but no, look at that. Nakib's got a great exit. Oh, but look at that. Jason Tay's got the DRS, and he's closing on Nakib. Nakib's going to have to defend into the chicane, and he is defending to the chicane, but he's got the inside for the left-hander. Whoa, Jason Tay tries to go around the outside, not able to make the move. Nakib hangs on for P3, and that's allowed him to pull some daylight between him.
Alif Hamilton wins it in a canter. 5.5 seconds clear of Andika Rama. Nakib holds on for P3 ahead of Jason Tay. Great drive by the Singaporean. Ayman Haziq for Malaysia in 5. Arwin Taruna. Devastating P6. Mitchell Cheer just holds off Luis Moreno for P7. Tobagas holds off Inigo Anton for P9. Brody Steen 11. Tinsu into the commentary to see if Alif Hamilton can make it a 1-2. We are ready for race 2 in just about seconds time. Can anyone stop Alif, Alex? I'll keep asking you until somebody does.
Reverse grid race now, though. The guys that won at the front have to guys at the back start at the front.
Red lights are on. Ryan Keith on pole position. Patrick Levesque front holds on. Can Levesque make a move? Ryan Keith in the blue. Stonking start from Ryan Keith. Troy Hyman gets in ahead. Tenku Ezenle also dives up on the inside. Contact on corner number 1. Ryan Keith, Tenku Ezen and Mitchell Cheer and Taruna right the way up into P4. Clearly stung by the way race 1 ended. He's got himself into P3 as he spins out.
Oh my gosh, Taruna taking big risks. He brakes so late to turn 1. I thought there's no way he's going to make it, but he did, and that got him up to 4. But sometimes when you have those aggressive maneuvers, you don't know when to stop, and then he hit Mitchell Chia out of turn 3. So I don't know if that's going to come back. Stewards might have a look at that. But wow, he's up to P3.
Patrick Levesque, who started on pole position, is down in P11. Hamilton is the man ahead of him. Mohammed Nakib is the man right behind him. That's some sandwich to be in. Levesque, be good to see if the Thai racers were able to be a little bit competitive. He's not really been able to make much of a an impact so far, Patrick. Let's see if he can stay close. But also, Andika Rama's made a great start, Alex Young.
Yeah, he has. That's going to suit Andika to the ground, really. P8 now, really good move. He'll be very happy with that. More importantly, it puts him in front of Alif Hamilton, who's 2 positions behind him. So there we are, watching Andika there now. Oh, look at that. Taruna looking down the inside, just showing his nose of Ezan Lei, Tunku Ezan Lei into the chicane. But out in front, Ryan Keefe. Good job by him. This young Singaporean. I think he's 15 years old as well. He's a very young driver. A lot of young drivers racing and doing well today.
That's exactly what you want. Tunku Ezan
is drifting. Competed in all kinds of classes, all manners of cars. Very well known in Southeast Asia. But he's having a job defending. Now to turn 7 we go. And look at that. Taruna makes light work of that down the inside. Nicely done. And Taruna's now up to P2.
Taruna to P2. Brody Steen in... let's see, he's in the BMW, as is Tunku Ezan. Brody Steen is another who's very, very capable as they come up. It's a change of conditions in race number 2, which means that the sunlight can get into your eyes as you come up the brow of the hill. Brody Steen, though, not able to make any much of an impact. But Luis Moreno is. Moreno expected to be better than the P8 he got in race number 1. He's got himself into P5 in race 2, Alex.
Yeah, but look who's right behind him. Andika Rama's right behind him as well. Oh, look at that in the foreground there. Oof. What's that? Ezan Lei with Brody Steen having contact. And whoa, Taruna. What happened to Taruna? He's had a mistake. He's got dropped right back down. And it's now Brody Steen up to P2.
So Brody Steen into P2. Tunku Ezan in P3. Taruna somehow holding on to P4. Andika Rama is dropping down. Andika's now dropped down into P6. And oh, wow, different lines being taken into corner number 1. I don't think it was designed to be 4 cars wide, Alex.
Yeah, drivers getting right into it now. So a few drivers going up and down a little bit like yo-yos just now. It's kind of interesting to see. Oh, a bit of a traffic jam here.
Nakib goes on the inside of Andika Rama. Andika in the white, Mohammed Nakib, the young Malaysian, in the blue. Both are quick. Alif Hamilton is ahead of them. Inigo Anton is just behind them. Nakib barges Andika Rama out the way. I've got business to do. I've got Alif to catch. Moreno is the meat in the sandwich. Alif in the yellow. Luis Moreno from the Philippines in the Mercedes, and then Mohammed Nakib. In the meantime, Ryan Keith is still leading the way, Alex Young.
Yeah, Nakib made a mistake that allows Andika Rama back through. Yes, like you said, Ryan Keefe at the front, really good job by him. P1 and doing good lap times. He's staying out there. Brody Steen, though, closing that gap. If he can get, he's 1 second off at the moment. He's almost within DRS zone. And once that happens, the gloves will definitely come off.
Arwin Tarunya, who had such an exhilarating start, is currently in P3. Got ahead of Tunku Ezan, and Alif Hamilton is making a move on Tunku Ezan. Alif has slowly but surely manipulated his way through this whole circuit. Oh, superb driving from the Singaporean. Decides that this is the inside line. Takes it perfectly. Gets the respect from Tunku Ezan Lei. Alif Hamilton up into P4.
Yeah, nice. Really, really well done. Picks his moments very well. Doesn't have that much contact as some of the other drivers do, and that's it. That's what's happened now. He's up to P4 and looking very good. Whoa, as he sees few drivers there sending it into turn 1.
Luis Moreno it was has got himself up into P5. That's a great drive by the Filipino. As he looks backwards, though, he'll see Andika Rama and Mohammed Nakib very, very close. Nakib in the blue, Andika Rama. They've been having a good old tussle over the last lap and a half. Nakib under a bit of pressure, but Tunku Ezan Lei has dropped right the way down. 1 up, and he has gone from P2 to P8, and under pressure from Inigo Anton for P9.
Yeah, he's got the DRS, but he's dropping back from those front. Yeah, very interesting indeed seeing these cars. Oh, he has contact. Who's that that's just touched him a little bit? That is Inigo Anton. Inigo Anton makes some positions up. But yeah, no, Ezan Lei obviously Tunku Ezan had a very, very eventful race so far.
Gerindera is asking about Tubagas. Tubagas, I'm afraid, is a long way behind everybody else. He's in 16th place. Mitchell Chair in a Batleke for P15. Mitchell Chair barges past Leveke to take P15. Tarunya. Now then, Brody Steen. I'm so sorry. Brody Steen has taken the lead from Ryan Keith.
Wow, that just happened out of shot. So Brody Steen, great job there. We could see he was starting to stalk Keith, but Steen obviously made the move on that lap. Can Keith come back though? He's in the DRS zones. We're riding with Arwin Taruna. Taruna and Keith both have DRS right. Slowly inch up to the leader, but not before turn 1 comes. Here we go, turn 1 braking at just 100 meter mark. Oh, look at that!
Alif Hamilton busts through into P3. And Arwin Taruna says, where the heck did you come from, fella?
Very Schumacher-esque, really, isn't he? Hamilton just doing the good job. Oh, and then Ryan Keith makes it easy for Alif. And now Taruna also barges his way through the blue car of Ryan Keith.
Ryan Keith from P1 to P4 in the case of 5 things. And then Taruna is booted out of the game, as is Tunku Ezan Lay. That is something we need to find out about. But Brody Steen, Alif Hamilton, Ryan Keith, Nakib now in 4. But now then, is Taruna out? He is. We've lost his line completely.
Yeah, I think Taruna basically, because he had so many incidents, he must have gone over the incident points of 30 incident points, and that's put him out of the race. We're riding now with Mohammed Nakib, who is in 5th position, and someone is lagging around him. I think that might have been Andika Rama.
It is indeed Andika Rama, whose connectivity is really beginning to hurt him officially. He's 4th and 5th and 4th and 5th as this is where eRacing isn't quite real. Ryan Keith currently in P3. Now then, Alif Hamilton of Brody Steen to take the lead.
Wow, well done, the Singaporean. Well done indeed. So, wow, so Group A, we had a Kalen Chin from Group A, and it looks like right now, things finish as they are, we might have a double winner for Group B. Alif Hamilton, really, really good job. We've seen many times. Not only is he quick, he's very surgical with how he comes through these reverse grid races. So well done.
Surgical is the perfect adjective. Ryan Keith in P3 in a real battle there with Mohammed Nakib. Nakib wants to try to get himself another podium. I think he's fed up of playing second fiddle to Alif Hamilton, but he's got to get past Ryan Keith and then Brody Steen. Nakib tries to go look on the inside. Good defensive work from the young Singaporean Ryan Keith. They're in the same livery, but two very, very different driving styles and two nations who love to compete against each other. Ryan Keith defending for all he's worth, Alex, against Nakib.
Yeah, so but Nakib will have the DRS, and you can see he's the rear wing is tilted. It's shed at the downforce, shed the drag. He's going to go down the inside. Ooh, not really close enough, but Keith gives him just enough space and allows Nakib to come through. But now Keith's got the inside for the chicane. Nakib's going to have to back out of it and let Keith take back that position. Moreno's not far behind him as well. Look at him, he's coming to shot in the black Mercedes. Oh, he takes a position. But now Nakib has the inside. Oh, there's contact between the two of them again. Turn 11 now.
Let's go back onto Jason Tay. And who fell out there? Somebody fell out. Mohammed Nakib has gone. Mohammed Nakib has been booted. So Moreno comes up into P3. Appropriate time to give a shout out to Christian Duque, who was looking for Moreno in P3, but we've got one or two stream issues.
Yeah, too many contact. I think Nakib also had a lot of contact in that race, so I'm pretty sure he's gone over the incident points. That's prevented him from finishing the race.
Troy Iman also being booted out of the race, so it's Alif leading the way as usual.
Wow, well done. Jason Tay up to 5th position, so looking very close indeed. He's in that sandwich now between obviously Keith and Anton. Wow, so it's the dusk is settling, but suddenly the sun is settling, but the dust is not settling, isn't it? There's still lots of contact, and there we go again. Jay the inside of Keith, but contact again. So, but now we're coming to these corners there. So Keith lives to fight another day for now, for the moment though. Could defend, I think. But look at that behind Jason Tagle, Inigo Anton as well. Look at the outside. Oh, not going to make the move there. turn 10's probably not the better to concentrate on getting out of turn 11. This corner here, if you get a good exit out of there, then you got the run down the straight. You see the DRS being used by Jason Tay. He's getting it at just the right time. Oh, you look to the outside. Will he be able to do it? No. Keith has the inside and is able to break. Oh, contact. He's gone too. Oh, no, there he is. He's back. A lot of cars having contact in this reverse grid race. So I'm a bit wary if some of them might get DQ'd for going over the incident points.
And we've got one or two issues with the stream. Bear with us because this is a race worth watching. Maybe not for Alif Hamilton, who once again is a bit like royalty. He's in his class of his own. Brody Steen has got a 3-second lead over Lewis Moreno, but there's still 6.5 minutes for Moreno to try and claw back that gap. Jason Tay and Ryan Keith are having their own personal battle of Singapore. Inigo Anton and Ayman Hazik are in 6 and 7 behind them, and that means Tin Su for Taiwan has got himself into the race in P8, Alex. So still plenty to keep us interested, particularly in this battle for P5 between Tay, Keith and Anton.
Yeah, and we still got 6 minutes to go. But yes, so looking at this now, so let's see what happens here. Gets good exit. Those cars at the back of that train will have the DRS zone. Not close enough to have a look down at T7. Although Inigo Anton does show his nose. Oh, touches Keith a bit. Yeah, Keith runs wide now. It's trying to come back before the Schumacher S's. That's not going to happen. So Ryan Keith there, he's had a pretty good day, to be honest.
Accelerates into the chicane. Manages to get himself up into P5. Perfectly executed maneuver from Ayman Hazik.
Yeah, really. So yeah, really well done. Anton looks like he's going to come back at him. Oh, gets a good exit out of that last corner. Really good drive. He's going to get the DRS zone. Although he's not activating. Oh, there he is. He's activating it now. He activated it a bit late, I feel. So yeah, not able to. Yeah, not close enough. Takes a position in his own. He'll be favourite to pull away a bit now. And Anton and Keith will just drop back from that battle, I think. The shell-coloured BMW. Can he make that move? Can he get onto the podium? That is going to be... We saw in race 1, had very good pace, but kind of dropped off towards the end of the race. Car looks under him at the moment. Looks like he's got the rubber.
Pressure the Filipino, and Jason Tay is used to chasing. And Jason Tay, see this.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, he's not activating it, but... Well, no, it is. Sorry, it's already activated. And he makes the move quite easy. Moreno defends on the inside, but... Back down the inside. But nice move done. Jason Tay up to P3. Really good job by the Singaporean. Filipino down to P4.
Let's see if Lewis Moreno is able to make any comeback. This is the real battle. Hamilton. Yeah, his own race, nearly 10 seconds clear. Brody Steen, great job by the Aussie once he got into P2, but Tay and Moreno in a superb battle for P3. The podiums are worth having, because if it comes down to a count back at the end of the season, if you're level on points, the number of podiums you have can be really the difference. Jason Tay from Singapore holds on. It's a Singapore 1-3. Good day for them. Alif almost guaranteed a double victory here. Brody Steen, it's been a good day for Australia as well. Josh Perwin doing well, as well as Kalen Chin in Group A. They will both be in tomorrow's final. Brody Steen likely to be in tomorrow's final. Jason Tay and Lewis Moreno also likely to join them, but Moreno would love to get closer. Is he able to? Lap 11, final lap of the race.
Yeah, he's not close enough though, but look at that. Jason Tay is getting very close to Brody Steen. Final lap of the race, just a couple corners to go. Alif Hamilton further up the road is going to get the win though.
Hamilton wins in a canter. So Hamilton double. Brody Steen, is he able to hold off Jason Tay? The answer is yes, he is. It's very tight. Lewis Moreno, Sarunia, they were casualties. A lot of casualties, but never any doubt that Alif Hamilton was going to get a dub front, Alex Young.
Yeah, wow, really good race there by Alif Hamilton, showing us why he is the champion. So okay, that's it. Group stage is done. So the finals tomorrow. We will be publishing it on social media. We'll take the points from the two races, and we'll know who makes the final for tomorrow. 24 cars in the final tomorrow. Be a 40-minute race, be a lot longer and a lot more fun. And the grids will be determined by how they finished these two races. So we'll have a look at the points and we'll make a decision then. Look out for social media. I tell you what, from what I've seen today, tomorrow's going to be a cracking race for sure.
Although Alif Hamilton is the man to beat. There was a double win for Kalen Chin, so the next generation, if you can call Alif old, the next generation have already made their mark, but Alif is the target to shoot down.
Yeah, I think you still have to say he's the next generation, isn't he? He's only 22 years old. He's maybe the front of the next generation, I guess. Actually, I don't want to say that because he's actually been doing it for a long, long time too.
We're still waiting for the official results. Mention on Brody Steen, he kept out of trouble. He took advantage of the opportunities when they came through. A good result for Brody Steen. P2 for him. Jason Tay in P3. Luis Moreno picking up P4 for the Philippines ahead of Inigo Anton. Good result for Anton. P6 for him. And also Leveke in P9. The ties for the first time on the scoreboard in eRacing GP Global Edition.
Okay, mate. So we've been talking quite a bit. So I'm going to suggest something for you. We got a copper class coming up right now. So why don't we're going to bring on another commentator anyway, a substitute. So we're going to go to that in a while. We can split the next couple of races, and have some fun.
Certainly can.
Certainly can. Shall we start with
let's have a look at the entrance for the copper event. So this is a brand new category that's been introduced. It was there were so many competitors trying to get involved. There are 4 categories. There's copper, bronze, silver, and gold. You've just seen the gold entrants make their way through. The copper guys are the guys who are really trying to improve. We've seen some of them in races going on before. We've seen the likes of Leona Chin. We've seen Zuriel Sumo Debilia from the Philippines, Zarif Hazik. We've seen plenty of these racing, so there's some good racers here. And if this is the copper standard, I tell you what, this is going to be worth doing. Some brand new racers to handle Beta. I'm sure that's a handle, not a proper name. I hope it's a handle, not a proper name. Mohammed Fikri Azka and FMDO Test. I got that one wrong. Kenneth Wong, Chris Chu, Yun Ji Ho, and Kente, all brand new to us. 1 or 2 familiar faces though. Bjorn from Thailand and Alan Escotto. And another brand new face, delighted to introduce, making his debut on the eRacing GP commentary box. We've got Amo Hazik, who I've commentated on many, many times as...
The inaugural eRacing GP Global Edition took place on Asia-Pacific tracks, with some of the best real-life racers in the world taking on the best sim races in the region. We had Formula E race winner Eduardo Mutara and WTCR factory driver Jan Erleche, plus many more mixing it up with established and rising stars in the Asia-Pacific region.
Oh, there's a little knock there. Nakib has been knocked sideways. Nakib, after a great start, just took a little bit of contact.
Round 1 was a tricky race for Muhammad Nakib from Malaysia, as Singaporean Miko Nasi would go on to win.
Wow, well done. Congratulations. Miko Nasi, what a job.
eRacing Global Edition is underway. Nakib cuts into the space alongside of Amandika. Terrific start from Fadli Rakhmat.
The next round was in Motegi, Japan, and Nakib would bounce back to win from Australian Josh Purwin.
What a weekend it is for Mohammed Nakib. He takes the 25 points to win the final series. Second is Josh Purwin from Australia.
I feel like an animal, master of my fate. This is the time to go into the light.
From Taruna and Nakib, he gets his exit absolutely perfect and has held on to his position. Nakib leads, Alib is holding on. Nakib has the lead as they come into this final corner. Nakib triple victory, just needs to hold on and accelerate away. Alif is the man in second place, but it is Nakib who holds on. Start to finish victory. Nakib over Alif. Alif Hamilton in the blue on pole. We are underway. It's off to a good start. Brody around the outside, tries to get on the inside. Nakib won. Brody just can't get in front of Alif Hamilton, but had to get there at the back. So much carnage is going on. We'll talk about that in a moment. On the inside, sorry, got to go for the race winner, Nakib. Alif Hamilton takes the championship.
Nakib fought back again with wins in rounds 5 and 6, but with Alif always on the podium, it was not enough to prevent the Singaporean from winning the first eRacing GP Global Edition.
Oof. So he finishes second in this final, but he is our new champion. Okay, so now we're back on the livery. So we are now on a new category. This is the Copper class. This is new for us. We've gone to 4 categories for the second Global Edition around the European tracks. Gold, Silver, Bronze and Copper. And we are running the Copper tonight. The finals for Gold, Silver and Bronze will be tomorrow. So these are some of the drivers we're seeing. Nazri Aslan, Johari, we've seen before. Leona Chin, of course, a very well-known female drifter. Sumo Dobila, very good Filipino driver. Arate, Adeputra. So a lot of good new names there as well. Further down, so a couple of Japanese drivers. A Korean driver there as well. Yun Jiho as well. But first of all, I'd like to introduce you to my co-commentator, who's just above me, Amo Hazik. He's a very well known. He's won in Global Edition, and it's great to have you on board with us.
Oh yeah, thanks Alex. Thanks for the warm welcome, and glad you could give me the opportunity to pursue a career in journalism here for a change.
Yeah.
Change of pace.
Well, I tell you what, we miss you out on the track as well because you've always been so quick. Like I said, you won the Global Edition race, one of them last year. So. Yeah, what's it feel like to be this side of the microphone?
Yeah, being on the other side of the fence looking in is nothing new to me, to be honest, because I've done a bit of commentary before, but to do it on this scale where there's more international drivers is certainly a first for me.
Yeah, it's very good indeed. So now, what are we talking about now? We're obviously looking at WTCR cars. These are different cars, front wheel drive, very different to the DTM cars we've been running so far.
Yeah, definitely. A much lower category mismatch of cars here and varying levels of performance, so the racing is going to be very interesting.
Copper drivers as well, a lot of drivers we've not seen here, some, like we said, some brand new ones, but some drivers we have seen, and drivers who have participated not just in global, but in Philippines and in Indonesia as well. But Amo, why don't you take us around a lap?
Alright, so here we go. Around the Nurburgring, GP opened in 1984, replacing the old loop, which is the Nordschleife right behind there in the trees as Nasri comes into the first corner. The tight hairpin, somewhat in first or second gear, depends on which car. And this is where a lot of bottleneck can happen. We saw plenty of collision there in the DTM race through the Mercedes arena. Right back in, and in the third corners, this is where Jacques Villeneuve spun in 2002 around the new layout, the then new layout in 2002. To turn 3 and then turn 4, where the circuit really drops, coming into the Dunlop curve. A long hairpin. The circuit itself has not changed much since 1984, apart from the first sector where we used to have a chicane coming to the chicane first and second. Now we come back into where the original circuit is from, and up to the Schumacher S's. Turn 7 and 8. This is taken flat in DTM. It can be taken flat in the TCR cars since they're much lower speed, but then not gonna lie, the aerodynamics on these cars still can help. Then through the RTL curve, turn 10, and 11 through the Warsteiner curve. Not plugging in any alcohol products, it's just the name of the corners. And we're into the final sector. This is where the cars can really open up. Overtaking can be a possibility. We saw in the past where Michael Schumacher overtook Jean Lazy in this very corner they're coming up to now, which is originally called the Vidal chicane, but is now called the NGK chicane. A flick to the left and flick to the right. Watch out for the bumps here. There we go, the sausage curves on the left, on the right, the chicane. It can easily catch anybody out, and luckily Aslan took it very well. And coming to the final corner, this is where the Nordschleife and the GP Strecker circuit combine to call the Geschäftsstrecke, or the combined circuit. And here we are, a lap around the Nurburgring.
Wow, this looks like it's going to be good enough for pole position. It is a 2:07 flat. There's a bit more time to start another lap, so Nasri Aslan is looking to do that now. See maybe he can improve. Second position though, Zero Sumodabila, half a second off. So some of the other guys are going to have to find a bit more time if they're going to challenge for pole position.
Oh yeah, definitely. 5/10 up, almost 6/10 up. That is a ridiculous amount of pace that he's shown in just one lap. And we saw it just now, he went back immediately to start a second, so he might just go one faster.
Sumodabila starting his lap again. Edward Wong in the Lincoln Co now.
Now, interestingly, the Lincoln Co car has quite a few relations to Malaysian cars. In this case, Geely, who in turn partly owns Proton. So what we're basically looking is a part Malaysian car, but not completely, since it's just association by name.
Yes, that is true. Lincoln Co car really being the fast cars in real life. It's been a very fast car. Yeah, and look, it's Jan Ellershay's car. Jan Ellershay, who took part in a couple of races of the first edition of Global Edition. So in the Lincoln Co car. But yeah, Edward Wong there, he's in P4. 6/10 off the pace. Let's see if his first sector is any...
Yeah, we're coming out to the end of that. There's this first sector line. We can see it dotted on the ground. What would that be? 8/10 off.
Oof. And he didn't even go green, so he's not a very happy first sector there.
No, definitely. Now let's see, this is the one we're looking out for. This is Nasri Aslan. And 3/10 off in his first sector. We'll see if he can make it up through the second and third ones. It was looking good, so this is the one we're looking out for. This is Nasri Aslan. And 3/10 off in his first sector. We'll see if he can make it up through the second and third ones. It was looking good so far for him. It's looking good so far for him. 50 seconds to go. And anything can happen in a short qualifying session. A lot of drivers putting it all on the line to get as high up on the grid as possible, because knowing that they have a reverse grid race as well, they have to factor that into account.
Yeah, Aslan there. You know, 2:07.0 is not the quickest time we've seen. We did see a couple of the drivers get into the sixes in the weekly leaderboard, so there is a bit more time to be had, but no one able to put their lap together at the moment. Nasri getting very messy through there.
Yeah, he ran wide there, so he's bound to lose a lot more time coming into the last corner. And I don't think, I'm not sticking my neck out here, but I think that will not be enough to improve his time. But therefore, it will still be enough to be pole position for now.
So Aslan on pole, Sumodabila from Philippines in second. Johari, who's also very new to the sim racing and racing in general, in P3. Edward Wong, P4. Ken Smith, new driver, I believe, in P5. And Murugan in 6. Escoto in P7.
And of course, Malaysians 1, 2, and 4, I think I saw just now. So
Yeah.
It's almost inherent that Malaysians are good in touring cars. we had Mitchell we had Mitchell just now, so there you go. That's proof there.
Yeah, especially front-wheel drive touring cars. Yeah, so these are good fun cars to drive in. Obviously the front-wheel drive, 300 horsepower through those front wheels. So tire wear can be quite tough as you use those front tires up. We're now looking at a map of Nurburgring. It's a clockwise track, just over 5 kilometers, I believe. A little bit short as far as Formula 1 tracks go, but still so much history, isn't there?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even though the circuit is quite a recently open circuit, we can put it at that since the 80s, but the circuit has a lot of history and definitely not a shadow of the Nordschleife loop.
Okay, we are starting the race now. Nasri Aslan on pole, Sumodabila from Philippines in second, and the lights go green. Looks like it's a good start from Aslan. Sumodabila fits in right behind him. No, I tell you what, who's got a really great start. Johari in the Alpha is up to P2. It looks to the outside. Oh, there's more contact between the two leaders. Somehow they get through turn 1. Oh, a few drivers.
Well, spoke too soon there, Alex. Look at that. It's a sandpit. Literally is almost 2007's European Grand Prix where a lot of drivers went off there.
That is true. These drivers, the copper drivers, a lot of them are very new to racing. But wow, look, great first corner by that. Johari's taking the lead. He's on the inside out of here. Sumodabila, and we're riding with him now in P3. As we come down to turns, 5 and 6, this left-hander here. Oh, drivers just funneling through.
Follow the leader for now. The fact that the way that Johari took the lead, that was a little bit naughty, a little bit argy-bargy, but to be honest, that's how touring car racing is like, because door-to-door banging is pretty much welcome in this sport.
Absolutely. I think we know that you and Des love a bit of argy-bargy, a little bit more excitement. Watching Edward Wong looking at the inside the sides of a bit. Oh!
Yep, that was bound to happen. Who was that? I think that was Escoto Murugan? Yes, it's Escoto who just barged to the back of Edward. But luckily everyone's in the race. But yet, someone went off in the background there as more contact coming through the Schumacher S's. Amazingly, everyone kept under control.
Okay, so these guys have to watch out. We have raised the incident points for this category because of...
Oh, first man in front!
Oh.
Sorry, Alex.
Yes, some more contact. Oh, they have to watch out. This is too much contact. They're going to really rack up the incident points. And we could see a few of these drivers out of the race before long.
Oh yeah, there you go. And actually, one of the Hondas that was involved just now, he just got disqualified. I think because it doesn't take much to get you disqualified here, because a small tap can give you already 5 points, and I think this one is around 60 points. It can easily rack up if you've been involved in at least 12, 15 incidents.
Yeah, so the points are raised for this class because there are a lot of beginners, but still 50 points you can run through that very quick indeed.
Oh boy, so this is now just one lap done with 12 minutes to go. Anything can still happen, and literally, we're looking at the pole sitter right now. He was up in the front, Nasri. He's now 12th.
Yeah, so
unbelievable.
Obviously involved in that spin. I don't know if that was contact or he spun by himself, but he's got it all to do now. Looking at the outside of turn 1. Oh, that Audi outbrakes himself.
And he smacks into the side of Honda. And fittingly, he's driving a car with Gordon Shannon's name on it because he's involved in BTCC. Lots of contact there, and there you go. Another bit of contact between him and another Honda.
Yeah. Back at front though, Johari, wow, he'll be so pleased with that. He had a very eventful first race with us when he was in the AM class of Global Edition. We actually had to, I think I had to penalize him 4 times in one weekend. So, you know, all very new to him, but he's certainly settled down very quickly. And wow, look at that, 3.5 seconds after a lap and a half.
Yep, he definitely has a point of proof. He will like to jump up into a higher class ASAP.
Aslan there looking, he's made 2 positions since the start of this lap, so he has got the pace to get up there. It's almost like you're over him, isn't it? But yes, there's still a long way to go. 10 minutes to go. He goes down the inside of Fikri Askar. Nicely done. He's now right for the chicane. Oh, he brakes later. Oh, he cuts across his bow.
And he does exactly the move that Schumacher did against the Lacey in 95. He just on him to the NGK chicane and gets him around the outside. That's a brilliant maneuver.
Yeah, very risky though. When you cut across the bow of someone like that, you always run the risk of that car then going into the back of you, but he was able to pull it off.
Luckily, no clouting this time for Nasri as he continues his journey up the back. As now is 3 wide coming to the first corner into the hairpin. Who's gonna end up on top and who's gonna end up in tears? Luckily, no one. Edward Wong moves up to 3rd or is it 4th? Yes, it's 4th right now. Around the outside of Arate. Oh, a bit of contact, but luckily, no one spins out. He's still amazingly 4th.
Nicely done. Edward Wong in this blue Lincoln Co car. Oh, he gets a good run out of that last corner. Is he close enough? No, he's definitely not close enough. As we go to this left-hander here, carries so much speed into this left-hander. And just barrel through that corner, and then you got to get the car over to the left for this right-hander here. A little bit of understeer in the middle of the corner. But now this long straight to Dunlop.
You also have the fact that the Cambered circuit helps with the turning in of the car. As he comes onto the Dunlop over the inside, late brake.
Nicely done by Edward. Very clean move indeed. He's now up to position 3.
And that was a proper touring car move. He just blocked past him and gives a bit of a shove, but luckily not too much to cause any damage to both cars, but definitely, and unfortunately, he might rack up some incident points there.
Yes, indeed. But right out in front, Johari looking good there. P1, nice gap, 4 seconds in front of everyone. He's really taking advantage of those small incidents on lap 1. And wow, this race, you know, okay, 8.5 minutes, 9 minutes to go, but really that's a nice gap to defend. At this point in the race. In second position, Zuriel Sumadobila from Philippines in the Honda. It's a good result by him as well. Position 3, Edward Wong from Malaysia, followed by Ken Smith from Singapore. Ah, look at that, they're getting very close. In position 5, Arate from Philippines. He's all over the back of Ken Smith as they come through the last corner. Can he get the drive out of this last corner? Oh!
No, he can't. And unfortunately, he has no DRS to help him this time. He has to come in the toe, pull out of the toe, and then if he's brave enough to go to the first corner, he has to go for it.
Yeah, I've just used a bit too much road at the exit there. It cost him a bit of straight line speed. Oh, look how much later he's braking here, though. He's on the outside, able to stop the car in time.
Not this time. The door is still firmly shut on him.
Yes, firmly shutting him. Oof. Okay, you can see the tyre wear now starting to creep in. You can see the wheel spin these cars are picking up on the exit of the corner. Tyre wear is ×2. It is shorter races, though. So these guys have to watch out a little bit for the tyre. Oh, Aslan, he's up to P7 now. What a recovery drive for him. Good job indeed.
Oh, definitely. And also the fact that, speaking of tyre wear, remember these cars are front wheel drive cars, so a lot of wear will come to the front. These guys will definitely not be turning for days once he reaches the red zone.
Yeah, these cars are kind of tricky to set up. If you have experience of setting up these cars, it can really do you wonders. That's why you see a lot of experienced drivers in this class, even though they're getting a bit long in the tooth, they're still doing a great job. Oh, someone running wide just in front of them. Wow, train of Hondas.
Yep, it's a Honda quad, and I think there's a, no, that's not fit, that's a Honda actually, but, sorry, that's an Audi, but either way, it's a Honda 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. 4, 5, 6, and 7, sorry. This is pretty much a Honda Armada, but not at the front of the pack that they would have wanted.
Yeah, coming through these corners now. Yeah, these cars are tricky to drive because you have to set them up with a lot, but it often means you're sideways through the corners. Wow, look at that. Two rows of... Whoa, someone's outbraked himself. Touch!
That move was completely not on. That was really, really gutsy. And I'm surprised that he manages to get away with that. But so far, no cigar yet. Sorry, for Escotto.
Leaders coming through the foreground there. Johar, second position, Sumodabila. Now, Ken Wong has made a bit of a gap there in the blue Lincoln Co car, but position 4, train of 4, 5, 6, and this magnificent battle. Whoa! Into turn 1, Aslan makes a move. Done. Wow, really nicely done. He's going to go straight into trying to take another position.
Oh,
that's just about legal. He had 2 tires on the curb, so that would have been legal. And now, look at that. Aslan up to 5th position.
2 in 2 in 2 corners. That is impressive. I mean, we know that he's a man on a charge, but taking a chance like that at a course qualified, that was something else. So applaudits to him to actually make the move stick.
Yeah, we'll have to watch out for his incident points though, because he'll certainly be racking up at this point. But yeah, position 5 minutes to go. Wow, you know what he's doing now, he might see Aslan even to the top 3. What do you think?
Yeah, surely on, unless he could get past Smith in within the next few corners, because by the next lap, Edward might have been a bit too far for him, maybe a Aslan. This is crucial now because it's 5 minutes left. That's not much time to some of the overtakes done soon. Otherwise, the top 3 will not be. The top 3 will be out of reach for him.
Now going through these corners now. Turn 11 down the back straight.
He's running, unfortunately. Again, no DRS, and unfortunately as well for him, no toe. So he's gonna have to do the old-fashioned late braking like Danny Ricciardo. Will he lick the stamp and send it? No, he holds the line the inside, but will he run wide coming into the next part of the chicane? He runs it, he overcooks it. Nearly gets him on the exit, but unfortunately, yeah, because not enough momentum for him.
And now through the last corner now. See the leaders coming through the front. Aslan in the background now is looking towards the inside, side by side, as they come down the start-finish straight. This is Aslan on the inside. Oh, he makes the move on Escotto. Sorry, on Kent Smith. Down the inside. Nicely done. Perfectly done. Textbook done. Really. With 3 minutes to go. 2 more laps to go.
I think it might be too far. 4 seconds for him to make up in just 3 minutes. Might be too far unless Edward makes a mistake. But if anyone who is wearing headphones can hear that, you can actually hear the crunch as the 2 cars were side by side to each other. That's pretty much bang on how touring car racing sounds like.
Yeah, forgetting the corner names. Turn 5 now. Alan Escotto, KCMG car. Runs wide.
Somehow, Orate, he wanted to try and move it there. He first escorted ran a bit wide, but unfortunately, he couldn't get past his fellow countryman just about yet.
So it's nice to see the drivers settling down a bit, Ammo here, because maybe there's some nerves. You saw a lot of drivers braking too late, running wide, spinning off. But now we're into the race. I think the nerves have settled a bit, and the driver quite a bit more calm, shall we say.
Yep, getting into the groove of things is like any driver wants to be in that situation, because the moment you make a mistake and your head's not in it, you literally just lose it in the very next corner. So putting it in the groove, get a few laps in, and then settling the race. Any mistakes, you try to benefit from it as quickly as possible.
Edward Wong now in picture. We just saw Motorsport only 4 seconds off the lead. That gap has really stabilized between the top three. It hasn't got bigger, but it hasn't got either. But this is the man on the move, Nasri Aslan. He's done a great job. To go, he was leading off this line down to position 2, then to position 12, I think it was, and he's done a great job to get up to P4. And with about a minute, so about one more lap to go, shall we say, Aslan is hunting down Edward Wong in position 3.
And I did say earlier just now that he had to get the move done quickly, because the amount of time that he had and the gap that he has against towards Wong, he does have enough time, unless, of course, Wong makes a mistake. But so far, the 1 second gap, what was a 4 second gap, has become less than about a second. So he might get a move on, but this last lap may be too far for him.
Yes, indeed. 2 minutes per lap, so this will be the last lap. And look who we are, the leader now, Jarif Hazik Johari in the Alfa Romeo. It's a really pretty car, the Alfa Romeo. I really do like it whenever it's on screen, because it looks so different. So Johari, I tell you what, that gap has come down. Motorsport has been putting in some good last couple laps, and he's closed the gap from just over 4 seconds to now 3.6 seconds. Motorsport in the Honda doing a very good job. Maybe looked after the tires a bit better in the earlier stages, because he is closing down that gap to the leader, but it's still a very big gap with less than half a lap to go.
Yeah, the fact that their fastest laps are only about 4 tenths apart, it's still in Zari's favor, but he's in a much more unfancied Alfa Romeo, shall we say, because the Giulia may be a fast car around the corners, but on the straights it's a sitting duck. It has about, I say, 10 horsepower less than the others, because you said earlier it's 200 horsepower for all the cars. The Giulia has a smaller engine and less horsepower, so much unfancy, as you can see by how many drivers have chosen the car.
Yeah, but that's also why we got the balanced performance in, because we have no weight on the Alphas. But something like the Honda right now is like 8 kilos. The Audi has 14 kilos. So they all should be about roughly the same level of performance. Now then, coming through the last corner, we have race leader Jarif Johari coming out of the last corner. The race leader crosses the finish line to win his first race in ERGP Copper Class. Motorsport finishes in second from Philippines, and there in the background, the blue car. Third position, Edward Wong in the Lincoln Co car. Nasri Aslan follows him home in fourth position. He was on pole position for this race. He did not have a good first few laps, but he did a great recovery to finish in fourth. Fifth position, Ken Smith, Kenneth Tay in sixth, Alan Escotto in P7, Kenneth Wong P8. Really good job by these drivers.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we might have expected the race to be a little bit messier, apart from the start and the first few laps, but it's credit to all the drivers. They actually kept it clean for the rest of the race. And three manufacturers in the top three, so good start to the Copper Class.
Yeah, very good indeed.
Places higher than the rest of the opposition. So will he get that much needed win after starting on pole in race run? We'll have to wait and see, as the cars are now grading up here in the evening. 90 degrees air temperature and 29 degrees. Rather cool and very dusky evening here at the Nurburgring.
There's Cokill back in the chair alongside Ammo. Ammo, congrats on your debut. Very, very competent stuff. Let's see if, though, we can have an opportunity of somebody to give Zarif Hazik a bit of a race. Hendra Adeputra will be on pole, and we are underway. And Hendra with Sean Sear on the front row of the grid. Sean Sear's got off to a solid, says Daniel Ray Oy, but it's Hendra who will lead into the first corner in first place. And that is a solid start from Hendra. as flying away was Ken Smith. Well, Mohammed Fikri had a real problem there as well. Behendra, terrific start from him, Amo.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's got to jump on the rest of the field, which is the whole shot into the first corner, which is crucial. He managed to dictate the pace coming to the next few corners here in the Mercedes arena.
And Nasri Aslan, who was on pole position at the start, has got himself up very, very quickly into P3. In fact, Nasri Aslan has got himself into P2 inside half a lap of the Nurburgring. That is a sensational start from Nasri. Clearly, he has got unfinished business.
Oh yeah, well, under the heat right there. He goes for the lead. He takes the lead. Unbelievable.
Sensational stuff from Nasri. His only problem, though, Amo, is he's got 14 minutes in which to hold on, and he's under immediate pressure. Alan Escotto is one of those who is getting to go on the right-hand side, but I tell you what, Nasri has got this track absolutely off pat. Escotto follows him through. How do you see this one going, Amo?
Oh, definitely, if he gets a clean run for the next lap or so, he's definitely going to pull away. The pace shows it. He was one of the only two guys in the 207s in the previous race, and in qualifying, he managed to reach the 207 as well. So, this is his race to lose, and the rest of the field will have to do a lot of work to catch him up.
There is still a long, long way to go, though. Behind him, Zuriel Sumadabila has got himself up into P7. Zuriel got a P2 in race number 1. Drove very nicely, overtakes there Zarif Azik, the race winner. So Zarif making a big mistake, drops down to P7. Now Zuriel's got Kenneth Tay in his sights.
Yep, definitely, but a bit far for now. The gaggle of cars that are battling each other will happen close up. I actually spoke too soon. Here he is. He's right behind Kenneth Tay.
Splendid adjective. A gaggle of cars. I like that one. Kenneth Tay in the grey livery has got to be careful of the work of Sumadabila. Sumadabila has a look on the inside. He fancies this one. Sumadabila in the World Touring Car Racing Car. It's the Copper class, but he hasn't got the oomph to get there. Has he got the pull? Will he make the move? Looks into the first corner. Zuriel Sumadabila leaves it late. Surely too late. Well, took 4 places, losers 3.
Well, he was halfway to Luxembourg just then, so he licked the stem and sent it, but just about held it, and he luckily didn't clout to anybody.
And you're dead right. It's an unorthodox way to take the Nurburgring, but Sumadabila got himself up into P5. In the meantime, with a lead of 2.7 seconds already, Nasri Aslan, you called him, currently in P5. Can he get through the inside? Kenneth Wong shuts the door. Minutes still to go, but Zuriel Sumadabila, great.
Oh, that's too much. He's in the gravel, but luckily, it's a bit.
Scotto, now Sean Sayre dropped there from P2 into P4 as Scotto goes
by side again.
So
it's easy to do these in these touring.
So Kenneth Wong goes inside Sean Sayre. Sean Sayre was looking for, and you can be toast, Amo.
Oh yeah, definitely. And especially in cars that are really close in performance like these, a small mistake can lose.
Chris Stew has got to defend and does defend, but Fikri may be able to push his way through. That's just bullying.
Yeah, it's a big
in his sights. P2 Zuriel Sumadabila, who was a bit out of his class in the global edition, looks very much at home at this level. Nasri Aslan, meantime, is 11 seconds clear, but this looks like it could be a battle right to the finish line, Amo.
Yep, battle royale between the two Filipinos. And for Zuriel Sumadabila, he can actually lead the championship by the end of this. So either he wants to risk it for the chocolate biscuit, or he might want to settle for third. But in my opinion, he's going to go risk it for the chocolate biscuit.
Don't know where you got that phrase from, but I think I understand it. Sumadabila in P3 just at the moment. Consistency in a 6-round series is what it's all about, and that's what we've got for you on the Global Edition Copper Class European track. Sumadabila putting pressure on Alan Escotto. 2:25 still to go. Will Sumadabila make a move anytime soon in your book, Amo?
He's closing in. I think he's gonna try for the chicane. Inside or outside. He's got a choice now. He's up to the inside. He's gonna make the move stick unless he outbreaks himself. Let's see what happens.
Zuriel Sumadabila. Yes, he's got through on the inside. Escotto couldn't dare leave his braking any later. So Zuriel Sumadabila, we've enjoyed this. He's come from P9 right the way through the field into P1. Nasri Aslan, though, wow, he's almost racing for next week's podium positions.
I mean, He might be booking a plane ticket to the next location. But yeah, 13 seconds ahead. We did not anticipate this kind of level domination in this
That is
category.
huge. That is huge. I can't remember a race of any description with that kind of a difference. Right, Kenneth Tay in pressure. Vickery is difference. Right, Kenneth Tay in pressure. Vickery is race 2 of the Copper Edition. These are meant to be the guys who just want to improve. Board with him with the Union Jack. Kenneth Tay, Sean Sear, and Kenneth Wong in front of him.
The starting grids for those classes tomorrow. Any last words before we go, Amo?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to the gold class because, pun intended, the gold standard for how racing should be online. We got so many great drivers racing in such great cars and providing a way to advertise sim racing in this region.
Absolutely. Well, glad to have you on board. We'll see you more. Obviously, you're going to be joining more stuff as well. That's all from us at eRacing GP, and we'll see you tomorrow for bronze, silver, and gold.